09 050 600 0909 na yetimi atenase ama yenyina ba bia die fufu be kono ya dwendwenem kwabne
hey over
kamera
over
fufu bi ni me di ensem bi na mente ase ma hum sma ye den kwabna me die loto minim ba bi kura ye twa bi me twa loto kura so akwabna men kai time ye bebo no kura na
wakwohwe number
no akwohwe number no kura te be kura mente ase na kwabna me kutaka na ka no number no 45 wom 44 wom 16 wom show ka no number no 16 wom 44 wom 45 wom and so on say misawa telephone number 25 wom 20 wom so on 16 so wom so na kwabna card number no afi baako fitting June 1 2021 ebesi enra May 31 abra card number atuloto mako emprenson
hey wabra unim
im said afedia de kwabna cannot to emprenson no a efe me phone number no enso so a 2016 no kwabna phone number no so car number no to ye no ade che na me phone number no so ato
hey
ena nkrofo bi abase ye ba ye be pem kura na ye gua me
wa hwiri sika
me hwiri sika sen ba ku se car number no to ye na me wokumase afitafo bi wo woko Georgia hotel ho no no subini nchen ho gina ho no ma na omudi ba kana siase no no mesene me yensa nyina ato na Victor omudi matem na me na no me na so me nan so me car number beto ba kon so edi san krofo no mani abreme so no kwa me na me se me car number nto
bi wafasa wo de wonya hwe
yede na car number ba kon from June 1 2021 ebesi asatenra May 31 ato 7 times
of atire se utiri ye
na me so se me sumi ntwai
utiri ye o so obi wo wa ne ho wasade wo lucky wo luck
na fedie number ni boy ade akyen na me phone number so abo
hey
abrade na ekoso yi
wo fa ne we jeja mesika ko enti na nkofo ye dwai
miti obubuafuafuafu meti fo nkutinkiti bi o
enti no mo adwa no
meti fo nkutinkiti bi se ka no chese e de ma me fa ka no kwa nsi ha biem na de ka nam na number no toto saa
wo fa wonim se saa no wo mu ye o wo mu hu se obi akoyi ka afoforo a na ne registration number na kana kuma obekwa akotwa ebi kotwa wo mu di of ebi tumi yusu rag bearers ebi tumi yusu MPs ebi tumi yusu obi a wo mu tumi yusu obi aka no metaloto na yene no ahụ se SDA utaloto a yebetu asen
o sa
ye do be kwa charge board
ape ye do kokoye director general loto so
wonye asori nitia
edisi akwamna ka na number na menya ndai
wafa manon wo ho ebi o mu se tabi o a wo mu be se di enti wo di eja ama no
obi so se be house number nti no so kwa kwamna mame ngongo hwe ye be se me GH code no kan sen sa den kan sen GPS no abe
ko hwe
GPS
na ka kire no
na jino so min kan kire so ahunu
na ka kire no go nta
hey asem ni o
ebinum wo mu se
na me kuta me ka no emma madwene mu na wo de wo ye den
wafu wo mu se wo mu atwa loto no wo se loto no eye lack o eye lack wafa menu say woto ebi fitine nkwala abremu a wani bi da no wodi ana obi nso wo a da korpe no a wo twa no a twa ya na abomu ama no
okay kwabena enti eyi no so GPS so no say lutu ko 0 num it 9 wom
0 nim o
9 wom
ene ya sengre 9
ti sengre 9 8 wom
sengre 9 sengre 8
23 wom
wa fa ya mo sengre no ma me nu
enti okay we dey ma some dem chese osifie ti chese car na bo ato 7 times in a year there na phone number once that I know of there and just code no so no kwabena sengre 9 wom singly 8 wom 38 wom
betumi abo
23 so wom edi kwabena hye no so 23 wom 38 wom singly 9 wom
say abo singly number enu atwa well I don't
na we loto no ti ase
over say banka to banka bi
eti bi nya say singly 9 wom singly 8 wom 23 wom 38 wom eti mo fa sa
no man ne yem
babna singly 9 wom singly 8 wom 23 wom 38 wom enti me the numbers na gija muntro to ba bi o
over last one
okay singly 9 wom singly 8 wom 23 wom 38 wom
over we the number no na dey ama no
sa card number no manje just your book card number within a year and you bought it 7 times bought it 7 times and I feel the last time your book card number no I dey change no the phone number so to aso and I see I just say GP code no so and that way abna
over
na we ko omudi on be mambi
be over ndi o mama
waye
ombeka se we ye penny em ma
oh okay abna na die ne ho
over na wenya ho
ai ye friend
I wono me huni din wo mu o
ai wa huni din wo mu
da bi provisional one apart in the aban ni din nim ayenkofo na ayewo
ayenkofo na ayeso ho
because of na nipa a omudin wa ha nyina nso ayenkofo a omuye campaign Ora Steven Ayensu ntim eba no MPP National Executive Aspirant no Steven Ayensu ntim oya campaign Steven Asamoah Boateng ena na olanche ne campaign akwesi osei ejei
osei
of on the me said the name matter
osa oye MP for Juso taben for 12 years
okay former
oye deputy foreign minister to Nana Adodanko Akufo-Addo at the foreign ministry.
And no of an afi.
Inti Nana Adodanko Akufo-Addo every foreign ministry no. I could see a jane the substantive foreign minister.
Okay.
Nini everyone me a Juso municipality. Okay. And I say every Juso besiase a year Juso municipality.
Oh, and they are not just one day or them
or a diplomat. And no MP.
Oh,
na odino huni onyi nipa bi so an ho ofe
onyini kura
wu no
wafo no currently why dey
currently no tamale na no kura regional by koto ekura se ne nkrofo bebre ni bi ono so nya 40%. Enti oze
over
achese over woni ye mi wofa kwabena sapon ne nam
over I was in the go for winning.
Ningrofo so win ni 40%.
Ade a wo mo say we na we go for.
I said I'm na mo kan sa and no went to say achievement samos. What is say? Oh your leader pa. I didn't na ba ko pe running mate no bi e ka ho asem. Ade yi ba ko ni gina nchen a Mr. T also free akoto so obeba. also free akoto achiri no so no akoma da tomero aprakusu obeba saasena trade and industry minister Alan so hey into on top of your mind no first 3 names were kai no ho ba bia but you chire batin ne da unchira wo se wo no ye ni so ene ye so be ko running mate ene was say ai adena ba ko pe running mate no bi e ka ho asem ade also free akoto Mr. T was so beba ade Kofi Kwadu Apraku was so beba afi and a trade and industry minister Alan no say and you on top of your mind you know Thomas top of mind awareness the top of mind awareness you know one guy
etre na cross on the mind
wo be in Nigeria what be a Cairo oh leader me chia papa
hey wafa so wono so obeye vice president ya obeye ade o eda no a na finance minister ho mfa no a obe read budget What's waka brofete se na na ekufu ado pepepepe wane no brofo ni nyina na de say
ye ka afitafo ate brofo pa waka ho
yes
magazine fo ate brofo pa
hey offer
ate brofo pa
anyu ono nko an wanya obedi o maami aslo wusu akufu nso
odwene no mambe ma adwene no mambe ma besiri ko upper east ba ko pe ko nanti mu ba ya yes and then the was seed
enko obetumi aye one of the finest you o say neni aden pa
enye eden intelligent woman
yes obetumi aye
enye ni eden
yeah
but we
intelligent
very intelligent
sir his excellency Don Dramani Mahama where you oba wa ya na running mate
sa wo be susu na sesi ya no ye pre amia ye reshuffle na ye na ba beka duchu ye na beka duchu ho no mu mienu no o ma ye Ghana education am ye nyina ho atoyen eti Dr. Duchu and Professor Jena no o mo nkam no mo ma Ghana education ye hunu de ye
ayi of ayi
one what me to one o ye headmaster ya ka kire nkwada say mo be ma kwan ya wada enkwada de nkra kom ya busuafo say ye be fie ya wada enne wuku anopa enu na dwekura no ka kire mo kira ye nya aduane ma mu ni ndi kira mu nyina mu nkofie edi ntina yetimi ye adwodwo nkwala sa o secondary school yes mo be ma kwan ya wada amabubo o mo ma me no amane no papa no amane say ye be ma kwan ya wada o na ye ma wo maduane enura bena anwumira ka tese obi amfa no chobos na akiri wukuo ye nya aduane ma mu ni na mu nkofie na enkwalai ye ni sika enti akokọ ye mfumu enti ba akode ne papa ne se okogina kwan ho a na onya mobile money fo bi a na waye mobile money asi ho na akwala na yi na odi afa card aba aduane se ye na mo de mba wo mo ati mo pampam kwala ne sa wutimi man kwada Tom Brown asi kire nyim meriki nim
ofa say
na school ho so a ye se ye nsa makwa me nto aduane o school ho
ofa
e de ba sem kura ni
a school feeding no
abna munye aduane ma wo mo a mo amose mo ye nto aduane so school ho mo so amose me ye mfa aduane meja gate se mfa nkoma akwada bia na je se mo pese mu kum kwada na
ene ye say ensese ne ofa me ye sure say Minister of Education wo no ebem say problem wo ho esese
we for Minister of Education
ena of a ministry ni nyina ewo
abna we for ministry ho
of a school
one now so chem kwada say ye be makwan ya wada o ma kan kire ye yawofo say ye be makwan ya wada
okay
na ye didi wie ebna da anadwo a no aka kire o mo say mpo ye nya aduane ma mu kuada
of a one ma wo mu sa information
enu na person say enye ministry no say ye de ko
go
headmaster e no di gina so pam nkrofo ma
of a headmaster na Ghana Education Service na MANSO directives
headmaster na aka kire headmaster ni ni no one na aka kire nkwala no wa pam wo ma nkwala ni gina kwan ho a ye peka abafia afi na mobile money for ye de ade
of a school ban no because me sure say enye Ghana Education Service for directives abia sa headmaster kro no wo mu mfa ne ho nche no
na headmaster no aye den wonya aduane ma wo mo
enti na meka say ofa woni ya na caterers no beka say ya di wo mu kanti wo mu enya scam fa nya
kwabna adie be ene adie for the planning adie ya for the planning
that's why I make us say education ho no ankasa no
education na ye den
omu hia so wo etututu omu
masama another school no wo man kwa that Tom Brown asichire nim milk nim pan no nka ho school ho so no headmistress ahyehyɛ mra say yanton aduane e wo school ho
good
ya hyehyɛ mra say yemfa aduane meja wo gate ho
okay
so what the
sad directives no why na dey buy
and me was sabi the headmistress na menim and na menim headmaster so
and headmaster ne headmistress no e bia na wo mo nso je sad directives ni free baby over e bia me nso me die no betumi aye mekro say bia because headmaster bia menim say headmaster bia odi ni tumi ebe ya ade a anya Ghana education service for directives no omo beto waso enti wontumi mfiri wo pam say anya Ghana education service na dance say ba say we PTA yetem asumasi yetem obentin yetem headmaster bia wo beji bia no ya do be fa sa akwa we su papa meboa enti say headmaster bi ka bibia sanya headmaster no na wabɔ ne tirimu ka ene Ghana education service fo betumi atena so bia na sa directives no so Ghana education service fo na de bai wahu enti aya na mempese ya bebo headmasters no nko ase wono no waka say wono wa say it could be say bia na headmaster no ene wa ya sa de no ana say headmistress no ene wono abɔ ne tirimu aya sa de no menyi ni say Ghana education service for betena wa afa nipa kro no say won kwaso no wanya ade wa bra ba tanya we ya katire wo muso wo mbekofie ya wada na ya wada enso ye ni apam wo muso obi ankofie da bi enya Ghana education service for nsese no say wo mu be katire nkwada ne say eduane ni wode a mompam wo mu no mu nko da bi time bi wo hono mo awo no na beba be fa ne ba onim say ya wada oba be fa ne ba na wapam ne ba na werefire mu saa no oba da akwa fa no
kwabna we say no tie mpenipa enkonkobu sa headmaster na na
ofa na meka say ebia headmaster no na abɔ ne tirim ana say ye ensese bia wo mu di aba
when ye MP for pram
Sam George
munkobu sa Sam George say edie nti na pram ya ka chen kwala se be ma kwan ya wada ni atimi apam nkwala no say ye nya aduane ma mu ni nti wukuada munkofie
ofa na ye kobi sa wan Sam George
I say onkonkobu sa headmaster na man
there be senior ye pe education director wo ho
say
na ye bisa no say ade a esi
MP no bibi entie da MP ne ye busa no nti MP eno no betimi afra education minister kura say education minister be ya no say aden ne aka kire nkwada say mo be makwan ya wada na ye ebnada nwumre yetimi ka kire mo say ya nya ama mo kwan ya wada mo makwan ewukuada mo nyina mo pake mo no manka obi ama mo duane ni ofia busa MP no ono so hwe say the constituency no normal to saying into one be kwakubusa education minister and education minister kwakubusa regional director of education and a regional director of education kwakubusa district director of education and your friend headmaster no abusa no so no ansa na MP ben so skura na hwe Prempeh college side okra MP ben be hwe wono Kumasi Wesley Girls yenton aduane school ho
eno
aduane market
no be so
I was swap run about what they cut off.
So I'm the end, so
me what you naturally.
Oh, if I said some dodgy, dear Waka, I want to tell me some bones. One,
I hoya sheer so. One name she are enough a boss sheer. And now, Tafoso, a mukakra. Don't know. It is swami, a war, Nifanoso, a buncomoso, and a yet Tafoso, agent film. And a yemen she has enough. Esusu jina
so of definitely a be wo ba akudim aye because I want to mean
etimi ye nhyehyeye o say ye nton aduane o school ho What's wrong with your aduane
Of a menya
Obi
sure
ma so ne papa ye aduane so a ye nye aduane e wo gate see de ma.
Of a menya sure say hon kwa
me de minim ne maka no.
I ebem say e wo schools no bebre. Ebem so almost because of school feeding ninti. And
inequalities bi wo ma we ma. Just say why na hye mra say.
Na you of ankwada no
school hon no ye nton aduane wo ho. Adetena to me sir.
Ebia because of school feeding program no.
You don't aduane wo ho na ye den.
Officer Biden sesayaba because aban ne ni swade hunu ne say o ma abata no
school feeding ye bi o secondary school.
Omo ye bi was secondary school.
School feeding ye bi o secondary school.
Oh, officer school a secondary school kwala ye feed wo mu.
Na mchezenti ade na wo makwan ma obi nton aduane e wo school ho.
Because of school feeding.
Oh jai. Yes, mra bi draconian rules.
Ano na wa fameka say here restructuring. Ata so wo ayanse say kakra from ministry ni the Ghana Education Service.
Na education. Education service etiase.
Ghana Education Service anya no na
etiase.
Na wo mo ya say wenti kakra because wo mo see aduma ofa no kra de aya asem no eda ho nso kofiki na tabeze no kware nda ho nso asofu wontum wonka ya see aduma esesa Ghana Education Service eye no na ministry na je ye
I say
and dia na wa nkofo keka no enti ama
keka sa akwa ye ha say no
ye parliamentation service no ayele dandancy
o ye wadwuma yi a o koye no o ye director general of Ghana Education Service your role is cut for you. Who are responsibilities? Who are job description? Who be director general no? Who job description? You describe what you ma oba be ye. Who responsibilities no? Who you are responsible to? Where you who you are responsible for? Where you it would nasi koko ye adwuma now say when your job description and your responsibilities and go according to your job description no responsibilities are. Why not the best no? Why not the best no?
Of any. Media may make suggestion.
Me so just
me catch man ni say.
Was it the can ye nyansa sem so fa na yemfa na parliament o the okay na yemfa
over me suggestion ni say wo said the education wo mo ye no no kura ni nyame ye ni me ne wo kura ate ye mu say nsese ni niam bi wo ho no mo a and said that and what is said ye pen on
but here anybody be ha omani
say Eda say ye be yi ba ko afiri wo asasa ba ko firi wo anya sa asomdue no ema
ba ko firi hin na ba ko hin abna de wo mu ane say
education Ghana Education Service Eda said director no ye be ma no ba bia said the foforo aba and education won so womu be yi obi de fofora ba
ye mfa adwuma ma won tete
oda could you believe he said that no asama ba ye bisa Ghana Education Service director oso onim ho hwe
na do onim a won ka so onim ho
yes but ade no so enkasese wonim
esese wonim
yes
ye ma post atete oda
ani awofa yi ni free way
hwe akobi kokodi deputy minister na chese na a substantive minister no a driver no kwara no ni madwuma no musi deputy minister no
antu offer but any kwan say basa asase obi ahu na dwuma obi ahu na sede of education ministry ni Ghana Education Service wonom no wanti e wo ho
na mchese wadwuma nche na ye de obi adwuma e cut but nipa ni woni nipa bi ti adwuma mu ni atwitwa na ntina enya de papa o
offer na make say ewom say enya de papa but bia na bibi wo honom a eseso wo mu setre
ye setre de ubenya obi ti adwuma mu ho ebi kura wo settle for say yenya what is right no ubenya obi a wodi wachi be nsia kura woye low kura no onu momu no koko ekasa ne yetie okasa ne yetie na wono akoka bibi ye mechire omu kura se bia de waka nie ubehunu no na se interrogate you enti uti adwuma no so na enya wo de enti mummy yenya responsible and honest
so when we say sa niam no wo ho
e wo Ghana fo nyina mu na twitwa wa adwuma mu no yenyai
na me kura ba ko bia meti ya me ntimi ka wo radio so
wo ka so me
enti na me ka say ofa yete nsam wo ya tin sampa na nya de obofuo hu awura mu nyina na oba wo be
What you am we say mu na sankrofo no kra me ko bo IGP amane na 16-year-old any 14-year-old akoda be man is 16 oba na is 14 na oba no oba na wanyem no ana oba ne maame a report am police and yet detain 16-year-old no
awa he
na me ka kire yet detain no na prosini abone se kuro no watimi afa paper atwero 2000 cedis ama 16-year-old boy no papa they went ya e fe ne sen 3000 e dia ya man bail na ya de ne be cut ye be jail no and was he debut no ma we di me wadwumam kra ne afra me ama bai e de ne mame se na wasa de pay 2000 no atwero 1000 who you pressing here what who ko fa we and I'm say what do you man fa ko na ntum na ko ka professional standards for no ya what the pen atwero sika se betua sika we ni ama ne e ma akola ne bail afede papa no de ofre ne papa no mo wo eye akurase e na o ma kire ne se won fa snap won fa nkosua na won fa nka ho na wo ba no a ne ba ye 14-year-old na wanyinsan no at the police station waji atum say ono ne boy ni 16-year-old waka no freely the boy no and just say o ma hia na just say nyinsan ya bai na on kan kire maame no emfa kosua no ene snop no en kire do say wono de wo me yede de ba na kotum say wanyinsan 14-year-old na nyinsan no so wonim no si doctor bia ho so ko yi atu agu a ebeka doctor no ebeka theater nurse no ebeka orderly no ebeka wo maame no ebeka wo ba no manyinsan ntenase na me ba ne nko prison na ofri prison ba obeba be hwa akola no na prosifo yede na mudi sansem no we na lebra ni o na ni atutu aka ne nsem enu atutu aka ne nsem na say 16-year-old eko fa 14-year-old no mko nyinsan ya ye betimi aya ne say ye the 16-year-old no eko to detention na 14-year-old na kofie na ya no aduane amenadi society be na mutimi wo no
ofa say na ofa say ye niam bebre wo ho no a ehia nsakraye agenefofo sise foforo na ye update ye niam ni bi ye hia sa ye na ye tanyi ye mentality nso
me so nkonko kan professional standards for no
ofa se obi anyim obi da bi na we kura no
say no twero ma me say me metu eska
we kura no obi anyim obi a ye fisam ansakane
fisam na ye den ye ka oba oye under 16
amai no
ono ni tumi so timi ka se obi mfa me a technical point abem woni se be man juvenile
of ya mra ne sa na ka
wodi ye trahwe
anti
ono ne se me fanto to anu ma no
of ebru san ya na obetumi akase wanyem
me ngira o
18
okohwe central region
padangi di ani amra no mo nti so mra 14 o se ebia na me ka to se ye hia sa ensakraye no of first
constitutional reform no
o se wonya first no na enkwada ni bi ye siti se wunyini ansa but then wudi 30 kura na onyem kwa hospital ye so wa ya abrewa
oh sir
I'm telling you but nkwala no at se of could you believe say akwala 14 dia akwatire ukwa central region ne other regions ni ebi to be 12 years what to me of wo krampa obi kra wa obanyem onko hospital awo kan wa pegrim no awo
can you imagine
enti yedi
do we even know the mortality rates along our lines nana enti no detaining na we detaining 16-year-old no detaining na we detain and now say what the threat of detention no cause me enti just mama to na say we so betimi amane bail dia ahini man dey can say bail ni ya ji obi sika man bail
baby ofa we dia na say nipa no kura 16 years wono so ye obi a of wo ye juvenile enti wo sa yamfa no nkonko gina
why na ekoka bia ma wo police station ho
aba
wa adwumam And then you have friends said,
now obi no obi anyum aportifo kwache no.
And the Mitch say, what bay na wako ye no ogigi 14-year-old is we.
And you want to report to you.
Ah, as my yeke. What ban one and buy 14 years no.
And what report.
And what report to. You go ye 16-year-old in here. And now when and I'm so ogigi about 14-year-old no. So freely, confidently, no say I me boy no. Wonder how many times at the point was he at that 3 times. At the point was me boy no ya yetada. Hey! I know about it now work and ni so good bear man. And then it's so good bear man. If it's a bear man papa, or didn't lebra. Now what word you mama ya chino.
The banner a nice boy.
Na nice boy at 16-year-old and you say 14-year-old. Yeah, my 14-year-old age now was restricted. I can't say when the mother say. Now 14-year and 16-year-old you didn't go to detention just what you do.
The homo match. If you are 54, no one you say will be our 14.
I the cocoa
yin say no. No am I
age bracket a year cano. Say enkwadan ketua ewo ahase. Enkwadan ketua wo oman we say mu. So no. Omu safety and omu protection, omu care. So say Children's Act no. Also protection and care of children. Yet the ama a social welfare. So no. Social welfare no omo mugina bre etesen
we find na so na da so
ai
social welfare
ai and what one work can British man and what they are to your friends on Facebook no or say the program here boring and find work politics net ye so she no me koso up politics net ye anka wo ba 14 we so 16 e dia ne ba wo mu omotimi akọ grom paso amanyi nsan aba.
Oh, wafa sisi for now dear. Meka say ense dan ye ade ye news kese
say when nsan no.
Yeah, because abaya norms we kura the 14 so wanyini.
Sir,
ebi 12 offer na ya see ye news wo nkura ase. Ye kokoye sa news ni ye ne nkwala ne kasa. Say obi ye ne wo mu kasa. Ebi 14, ebi 13, ebi 12. Ebi kura 11 years. Omunyemo wo. Ya tumi ni wo mu ye interview ni wo mu kasa ema sa ni o me nyina bi ekoso. Enti enya ade ya de foforo se ebi aba first ya yenti bi da kura da bi. Ofa ewo ho kura na we mpo no wo mu age no 16 ne 14. Ena meka se bi wo wa mpanimfo nkokora. Nkokora ebi kura tumi fa ne ba onu ana sini mu ba
nkokora de know why you responsible so no nkokora de know why you responsible but nkwada mienu no was he protect wo mu nyina na ye hwe wo mo san kwada ne mienu no ye hwe in just about 4 minutes Dr. Arthur Kobina Kennedy or cansem bi me entie yenyemu aba also in the studios ora same crab umanye atenase ene ne bedi nkomo nti yentie de eye owura Arthur Kobina Kennedy walker.
Good morning, my fellow Ghanaians. Let me begin these reflections on the COVID virus and how it affected Ghana by congratulating the government for how well it managed the COVID crisis compared to most other governments in Africa. Having said that, the government received a lot of help in the management of COVID. It appears as if there were at least 2 IMF distributions, IMF/World Bank distributions of 1 billion each, another 300 million. The EU gave us 86 million pounds, that's about approximately $100 million. And in addition to that, a lot of Ghanaians don't know it, but the government also imposed a COVID tax on businesses. It means that we're looking at approximately 2.5 billion US dollars. It might be even a little more. Recently, about 2 days ago, the Speaker of Parliament summoned the Finance Minister, Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta, to come and account for how COVID monies were disbursed. I fully support this call, and actually, my support has been strengthened by a news item that I cited earlier this morning of an MPP official, a lady in the northern region, admitting that she got about 100,000 Ghana cedis, and then he went on to say that other constituency officers got varying amounts, 20,000, 10,000. These raise very significant questions. For example, who made the decision to distribute COVID relief money to party executives? Did the NDC party receive some of these amounts? What was the rationale for making such a decision? And whilst the party executives were receiving this amount, how much of the money went to district health directories? How much of the money went to public health offices? How much of the money went to district assemblies? How much of the money went to churches, who after all have a lot of members in their congregations and are superbly placed in the position to distribute this? It will be ironic if in the end we find out that a constituency secretary got far more COVID relief funds than a medical officer in the same district, whilst the medical officer obviously knows a lot about health and the constituency officer knows nothing. We need to know what were the criteria for the distribution of these funds. What was the monitoring processes put in place? What was the feedback? How much money was actually distributed? Because I believe that while we should trust that the government did things in good faith, we must verify that in fact things were done the proper way. I believe that we need to support this president's very historic pledge to protect the public purse, and we should act consistent with his own admonition to us, the citizens, not spectators. We need to know that this money that was distributed, most of it went to members of the general public. After all, COVID was not partisan. It did not just affect MPP members. It affected all Ghanaians. And these are the kind of things that will help us move to the new Ghana that we all dream about. May God bless Ghana, and may God bless all those who are working to build Ghana. This is Dr. ADAKABRI Kennedy. Greetings from the United States. Thank you.
NIT FM Neo.
NIT 100.9 FM. Yamfa Sida Bebre, Emfa Emma Ayokunu Ghana. Say what the Honchon capsules airboying. Say what the Araba Basin airboying. Say what the Ayakin tablet airboying. So what the Mr. Kale airboying. Omom refi no so ye da omasi. And in the studios, and Ura Sami Crab ewa ha ni be dinko. But for now, Yanko ADAKABRI Kennedy MD no so. Na ono in that 4-minute video. Na oye den. O demand the answers from the expenditure na baby o kaye or sing. Near the Sikadiama constituency secretary when him hwe efa medicine ho. Ai na enso so no doctor de wanya bi. E na o kan was. ADAKABRI Kennedy MD yamwa ha. Doc, yanya opportunity etie o 4-minute video yi. Apparently we demand the answers as to COVID spendings. Na obebusa say video no a o rely on na audio no a o rely on no authentic na.
Well, it may be, but incidental to the comment. Same thing there. I think they are buying this work that is did on COVID. You know more the Amanaze, the IMF, the World Bank, and the United States government, the EU. Secretary in our bookman. If you are a man young content, the mon conta on Kapapa, but obey $2.5 billion US. Taller than China. aban also the COVID tax on businesses back Ghana. And I presume that some monies were raised from that. I even think that airport taxes for COVID now, the money came from that. The turning in our Boma conservative to be 2.5 billion US dollars. Now, video now I can there to Rabani or trade there. It can't be the dinner, so maybe so quite up for honor. Then I'm in there. The back there was a time I buying a car there or secure emergency aid to people for COVID. They use party members to do that. Into some of the man seminar Merabara, I think the two are consistent. But regardless of whether I am a quarrel or not, I think we should answer fundamental questions. On the speaker, Babin, what I'm a finance minister or honorable secretary on my church in regarding COVID expenditure. Now, in addition to that crime, we did the order Minister for Health. Now, questions me. Maybe so video no more. I want to know that on behalf of Ghanaians, who made the decision about how to distribute the COVID money? Now, what was the guidance in terms of who should get the money, how it was going to be spent, and how it was going to be monitored? We know from the Rabani video, so I'm aware that the party functionaries got some of the money. The Ghana was a moment. Were they given to spend on the public and now to spend on their families? Now, on what basis, Nasebi, or my public health official, your district health directors, your Ghana Health Service, yet you decided there, a COVID emergency supporter, yes, about my party member. Doesn't mean that NDC will never be now. But after all, COVID, no, MPP Yoruba or a Ghana Yoruba. The only why would we decide to give the money to party people rather than to public health officials? And now there to district assemblies, and now ADAKABRI to churches and mosques. Because better there, all those people have very significant networks. And the Mekandemia, Mankade, Minimdo Biska. But Mekanda of there, when the president says, I am going to protect the public person, these are the kinds of things that undermine confidence in the man and oil. If the majority or they are president more protected public person.
Dr. Kennedy, who say a Bema Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament a request of the Finance Minister say COVID expenditure no omrami buhun enkonta.
The need for executive oversight. Actually, I communicate to a lot of people in our governance, including the President's office, the Vice President's office, and the Speaker. And it's one of the things I, for example, encourage Parliament to do. One of the things that is undermining the confidence of the public in our governance, whether it is NDC that is in power or the MTP, is the perception or the actuality of corruption. And whenever we can shine light on something and show that the officials can learn this is the right way, it improves public confidence. And the reason I'm asking, or I think the Speaker wants that done, is for executive oversight. That is what Parliament should do. And actually, now that you are on the topic, let me do another between the two of us. I was shocked that when both the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Health went for their confirmation hearing, neither of them could explain how the Frontier Health contract was awarded to a company that wasn't properly registered in Ghana. Nobody could explain it, and both of them were cleared by Parliament. They should not have been cleared.
In all this, you know, Ufri says government now oblige. What happens next?
Oh, the Parliament has a lot of tools at its hand, and actually, to go back to it, if you remember that before the Speaker did that, a few days ago, he had talked about Parliament has no money to do its work, if you remember. Obey there 10, 12 years ago, I was in Parliament House, and I had a very interesting conversation with Honorable Babem as well as Ambrose there. Of course, at that time, not obeying him there, any of them will get to where they are. Making them there, I am baffled by Parliament because I noticed there, under Rawlings, they were begging for money. Under Kufuor, they were begging for money. Under Mills, they were begging for money. Let me do something there. You are the appropriate. If you don't appropriate money, the executive cannot spend money. And I don't understand why you appropriate money for the executive to spend, then you go back and beg them to give you funds. Or say, oh, Doc, you know, we need any spending bill to be initiated by the executive. I'm so sure. But the Constitution does not say you cannot modify a bill initiated by the executive. If the executive says they want 100 billion to do whatever they need to do, and Parliament needs 5 billion, you can add the 5 billion and pass it. I mean, there. If you did that, what will Rawlings or Kufuor or Mills do? Come and whip you or what? I mean, what are they going to do? Because they need to spend their own money. And I think that our Parliament has not asserted its prerogative, and it should be done in the public interest.
To the extent to say,
independent Parliament.
Sir, we share legislative supervision. And they call the various Ghanaian ports crana amongst monies payable. No, Utria network charge COVID-19 health. So you are paying money at the port towards COVID-19. Yes. Now, yes. Do we even know how much we accrue every month? And for what use we put it?
That's my point, ADAKABRI. That is part of what Parliament ought to be doing. Since you impose a COVID tax, how much have you collected? How much do you spend it for? What are the priorities? Who got how much? For example, how much did the Ashanti region get? Or how much did the schools get? Or how much did the Minister of Health get? Those are legitimate questions. If these are dumb questions now, it doesn't mean you are against the government. It means you are for Ghana.
Now, does it take that long, sir? Speaker, Busa, now, as he Obekan said, was it Abraham? No, time MP. Was it Speaker, Finance Minister? No, why is scarce, say cocaine?
Well, I mean, those terms are unnecessary. But I am just saying that the finance minister who works for the president, who pledged to protect the public purse, has an interest in letting the country know that he is handling the money well. So that's the finance minister in New York, no bill to council be there. Then I can offer us ABC. No, any attack taken 7 years. And look at the data he put out and say, no, I said my finance minister, and defend him, just like the president.
Now, Dr. Kennedy, young Shasebia in due course, speaker, Ebenya responses, Bia, yen so o man man no yeso ye betibi na a region here in Ghana, Upper West region, na oba any bema described as teenagers, na supposed to have been engaged in sex escapade, na ye video and na ye leaky, and then Obano is brought out. Na yetimi achichere na bo an upright pool mu na yetimi alashe no on the basis say egu animase. Paramount chief of wa Nancy du Purple or say or condemn in no uncertain terms. Now a country that allows some of these things to happen. Yeah, now Becca Eddie upon Dr. Kennedy.
That's what the IGP should be focusing on. It should be finding those who did that, to be taking them to court, they should be charged, and they should suffer the consequences. I mean, we major, as Professor Kwekwaza said, we major in minors too much and we minor in majors. Instead of IGP requiring with the greatest high commissioner, those are the problems it should be solving. That plus something like the murder of Honorable David Dankwa unsolved, Ahmed Swallow killing unsolved. That's what I want my IGP focused on.
Now, at the end of my can say that is what the IGP should be focused on, especially innuendo. At the end of the what you
know, I don't cast innuendos. I think the IGP shouldn't be wasting time writing to the British High Commission. I mean, those kind of things are tackling people's funds. They should be doing important work, improving public security, fighting corruption. For example, I don't understand why people like Anas can find more corruption than the police and the attorney general and Shiraj and whatever alphabet soup of organizations you have combined together. That's what we should be focused on. I don't cast innuendos. I say things.
You say things. And the society yetimu say and Crawford and Yenisika, Yahonchire, Yenisika escalating gas prices across the world, UK, Ninako, US, Ninako, notwithstanding. Yes, so just ended regional conferences a course so Ghana MPP. Suppose display of opulence. Sir Yadisika Mankrobo. What do you make of it?
What I make of it is that Ghana is a hypocritical nation. We are all hypocrites. We see Sedon's well, and we are all behaving like, whoa, how could this happen? A few months ago, we saw people buy DCs. People complained that they paid money, but they were not given. No minister said a word. The president didn't say a word. IGP, all the law enforcement, they will be on cafe. And you just brought up the regional ID where people paid astonishing amounts. They paid a lot and they didn't win. Where do we think they got the money from? There are people who 2-3 years ago, before the government came into power, were broker than church mansos. All of a sudden, from small position before a few years, they can go and blatantly buy parliamentary seats. And when they finish, we go around calling them honorable. And then we look around and say we don't understand why our country is not working. Angela Merkel ran Germany, one of the most powerful countries on earth, for 16 years and lived in the same apartment. But Ghana, and now bear minor official for a few years. He needs 5 or 10 months. And we are wondering why our country doesn't work. I'm telling you here, until we solve corruption, our country will never be the country we want it to be. No. That's why when the president pledged to protect the public purse, I was so happy. He said that people who thought they could make money in government will be disappointed. Sounds like they haven't been disappointed.
Dr. Kennedy, corruption, yeah, working. And you say you're generalizing no, to the extent that you see corruption, by best stamping out. Would there be any way of life for Ghanaians?
Yes, because all the other societies who stamped it out are living happily and ever doing better. Singapore, Malaysia, US. You can't remove all of it, but you can remove a lot of it. Let's talk about low-hanging fruit. The president asserted that all his ministers had declared their assets. A few days ago, newspapers published that there were quite a number of his own ministers who didn't even bother to declare their assets. Let's not even talk about whether the declaration is honest or not. They didn't declare it at all. We have Supreme Court justices who come for hearings and say they haven't declared their assets, and Parliament says, and their home will confirm you go and declare. In the US, that would be a basis for disqualification. If the person who is going to the Supreme Court can't even declare his assets, how do we expect him to enforce the law?
And if it's that pervasive, indeed, if we are able, in a concrete attempt to say, you best stamp on out, I'll ask you again. You a way of life will be, say, you say, yet.
Yes, the Kenyan way of life. I just told you, if I was the president, when the PPA thing came, I would sack the guy and have him prosecuted. All those people who sold excavators, big excavators that managed to disappear, I would sack them and have them prosecuted. We can't have laws that we don't enforce. And that is the reason why people think we are not serious. And of course, we shouldn't be giving COVID money to people who have no health experience to spend to mitigate healthcare circumstances. The people with power are not exercising it. That is why ADAKABRI, the same Daniel, leave Ghana corrupt as hell. They land in London, Washington, or wherever, or Toronto, and the next day they are going to work honestly. They are driving by speed limits and they are obeying the laws.
In the doc, say MPP, Omo Ako yi polling station executives, electoral area coordinators, constituency executives. Just over last weekend, Yakoyi regional executives, save central region. What's your view of the whole process and an outlook of how you would want them to proceed?
Well, I mean, the processing is almost over, but I say what I have said before, that the monetization of politics is getting out of bounds, and corrupt primary processes can never beget honest government. Having said that, I think that people are overinterpreting the results because there are things that are contradictory. For example, 50 to 65% of incumbents lost their position. When incumbents are losing their positions, it shows that people are unhappy with the status quo. So the idea that all these votes are very good for, say, the vice president sounds curious, because if incumbents are losing, it means that incumbents higher up the chain are in trouble. That's the first thing. The second thing is also that we should be very careful about predicting how people will vote. The same MPP electorate happily voted for Afoko and Kwabena Japan, even though they knew Nanado was against them. And then they turned around and voted for Nanado overwhelmingly. We've seen the same thing in US here, in Pennsylvania, in Georgia, sorry. People endorsed by Trump have lost the primary spot, but the same Georgia voters will vote for Trump. So we should be careful about extrapolating votes.
But then how did you arrive at the conclusion, say, 65% of incumbents have lost up their vote, and if indeed it is to be accepted that, not just those up there are in trouble?
Yeah, because, I mean, it's an anti-incumbent mood. And I want them. It's an anti-incumbent mood. then the incumbent of incumbents is the president and his vice. So I'm just saying that we need to be very careful about interpreting these things. And I've also told you that the same MPP electorate that voted for Apoko and Kwabena Japan, who knew Nanado didn't like them, turned around and voted for Nanado overwhelmingly. So we need to be careful about how we interpret this. That's all what I'm saying.
It may be said, Yana, you name the voter psychology, you processing a year. So we probably may not know what's in the minds of these voters.
Absolutely. And in politics, 6 months is a long time.
Yeah.
The same people who vote for, and of course, there is money, there is the interest of the party, there is what people think about contribution. So I think that we should be very careful in analyzing what the voters think.
Right. Dr. Arthur Kobina Kennedy, you better was it. Now, Achimata Forest, who was as you?
But you told me that Crab was in the studio. Tell Sammy Crab, a very good friend of mine, greetings, and I will.
Okay, Manche, Dr. Kennedy, and then Gaza.
Doc, me juso.
Massive.
Doc, wow, me juso.
Massive. Have a good day and best wishes.
Right. It may catch much for us and be the amount forever.
That will be good. That will be good. If it is given to me, honestly. But it is plain that we are selling Achimota forest and we are planting trees to preserve our forest.
Oh, what a part. Come on, Doc, you was a pa. Arthur Kobina Kennedy, MD. And I would say, no, na Edin Komo. Na Kunu Ghana Limited, the Damasmati, Mode Araba Bazen, the Aba, pretty women, flamboyant women, and Omode Araba Bazen, ACC, Omo Kama, Emma, Omo Bibia Cosos, Emma, Womo. Na Memma no so over 40 years for arches a prostate disorders, Omode a honchon capsules, and Kunu Ghana, the Aba. Omodi dijuma basa stress no so kosoro na premature ejaculation so dijuma bia and also so Mr. Kale and so omode eboa ansa na yaba behwe se hiama se stabilize blood pressure na utimi so no hwese bibia be ko yie ai na otimi akọ enso ken tablet na Kunu na dia ba Kulungana SUBT me a friend on 024 413 9176 024 413 9176 and I say 020 413 9176 020 413 9176 and I say 027 413 9176 027 413 9176 who's in the need 100.9 FM Mimenti Jumadi Ena Yade Ebremwa Yegusu Dwendwene Yehoen Enti Manche
Enche Tete
should I high over when you me
Mhm.
I mean you are always young.
Oh,
Is it
thank
like
you.
you are taking anti-aging whatever
a lot of exercise.
a lot of exercise
Running.
vigorous ones walking.
Well, running and gymming and making sure that I stay fit.
Yani Owura Sammy Crab Ena Ebetwetwe Nkomoyi. Sammy Crab a member of the New Patriotic Party. Sammy Crab etimi ekoi Emma yeto abamano as the second national vice chairman of the New Patriotic Party. April 2014 at the Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium. Right. Chairman Crab.
Yes, sir.
Yamwatanase.
Yeah.
Take us back to April 2014. Your recollection of what happened at Aliu Mahama Stadium, Tamale.
I say you go to aba. Go 2 years aba. Na ye ko no. Na ade na emu adi. Na say ada manfo nim say me wo mumpo. E say most of the time na ya hu say me ninam nemam. Ana ye ko dru honum. Ana me ko gina a second vice chairmanship. On say ya no be winning no. On be first.
Highest.
Exactly. So I no. It means I'm second highest. Na me a second national vice chairman.
It's a blame in your highest.
Oh no, I'm highest. I mean second highest. And Ura FFanto. And third highest. I don't be a third national vice chairman. And me recollection no.
Na yama 4-year man tenure.
Aye.
A 4-year tenure no. Would 4 years as second vice?
Debbie.
What is saying?
Him say 2014 to 2015 Honum baby.
So that we are looking at under 12 months.
No, it must be more than 12 months, I think. Because
Under
I say
18 months.
yeah, baby, I mean, share and calculating.
No, but I'm saying, Anna went to me, as was to 10 way.
Na yes you right come Japan any polar foco omo akoye nemebi na me fi se kwan na e di omo faso no na enye sa kwan na ke so no faso na me katia na normal in the party no
The amount charge.
o debi
Na nipa ni me no abo charge no na we free say procedure no enye right
debi
and na we kaseti aye.
exactly am because tie na say didn't na makwa bonti aka say tie sa proceed into disciplinary committee is suspended me so
You are suspended from your
position.
membership of the MPP and answer from your position as the second vice.
Almost suspended me from my position as second national vice chairman.
So
Into my
you
membership,
remained-
no, absolutely. Yeah. Into I remember a member of the New Patriotic Party. Into me tenor no, they say I was new second vice chairman. Ura FFanto. Into me then
Na unsaka official communication say you are suspended.
I am in Sakai.
Now official communication no a reference to your membership of the party and a reference to Otenua as the second vice.
A reference to me tenor as the
Okay.
second vice. I heard in the suspension of Mr. Sami Crab as second vice chairman of the New Patriotic Party.
Then you wouldn't need anybody to say pardon you before you could stand for any position or MPP. No.
No, not. Because you are suspending me as a member, almost suspending me as a national vice chairman. Into term no switch him. I continue to be a member. As a member, me to me call eco contesting.
Nti sesia no who contest now converting ya unso bibia
David. Now, betting there's all qua who name the basic. But on this issue there means Rose and no nebe used to the Ahami. Betting there.
a constituency secretary back
Aye.
or something can't just say numo crab mingabo
Me hello no.
or crobber mem or
Oh,
what
okay. Me gene so.
nah said okay no who say that time you near the highest Freddie Blake
Ura for the play.
and no yeah
First vice.
first vice
Aye.
and now one anya second highest na be second vice
Aye.
and na Freddie Anto as so enya third highest no so be third vice
Aye.
now this time round I don't know who chairman Eddie
Say I know MPP party no cool no. I say you do crossroads. You do baby you go break 8. If you say you go win 2024. Me so me say bet me. Because party my chewum. And I mean him microphone wom. And I mean my juma bet me. And me say breaking the 8 ni there. And ye be a bedding. I'm a party for. And so in same be wo hono ma ya nhwe nsiesia. And the one hwe ya e bedding. Omo a misro no enye NDC for per se misro say yen crofo no apathy ebe bem omo yire omo ho ofi say ebi bebre dudu na afi say yedidi eja omo oh nti omo pese omo yire omo ho nti say yetumi bam na yentumi sese party no na obi enya arehwemu say so ko na ɔkɔ breaki 8 no so breaki nkosua na yɛkyikyi bom no a ɔno nso kakra ɛwɔ mu ne nsa bɛka ana bɛka na no na sɛ ɛsɛ yɛkɔ breaki ne yɛkyikyi bom na ɛsɛ ebi mu ɛyɛ ɔmo fi sɛ ebi mu ɛdi agya ɔmo di a wanhwɛ yɛbɛyɛ din paa sɛ ɔmo bɛyerɛ ɔmo ho akɔ breaki 8 nti mi fi sɛ midi regional chairman Greater Accra regional chairman yɛ nneɛma bebree ɛna experience no in managing nkurɔfoɔ and making sure say nkurɔfoɔ no ɔmo apɛdeɛ ɛne eyi nyinaa no party no bɛhwɛ ama ɔmo egyina hɔ no ɛnyɛ gyidie ɛwɔ party no the experience no ɛne ehia ne sisi a as a national chairman nti woyɛ na wa arrange biribiara na ɔmo ɔmo resources na ɔmo ɔmo rehyia mu sɛ ɔmo kɔ na ɔmo kɔko na biribi firi mu a ɔmo san bɛka na nhyehyɛ ho a yɛbɛyɛ ato hɔ nom ama ɔmo ehu sɛ sisi a de a guarantee sɛ mekɔ na mekɔko na biribi firi mu a sei ɛna menya di a megye di sɛ ɔmbɛko akɔ ɔmo anim akɔ wini 2024 no ɛnyɛ problem koraa ɛmma yɛ nyinaa meyɛ Greater Accra regional chairman mekae paa sɛ 2007 na yɛnyɛ partyfoɔ bɛyɛ 17 ɛpɛ president edi ɛna ɔmo baa me so obi ɔmo ɔmo bɛbi a obi aba no a promise sɛ o me wini na mɛyɛ president a mɛyɛ sei ama nti me hyɛ da ɛna me yɛtwerɛ deɛ ɔmo kan ne nyinaa ɛna yɛyɛ nhyehyɛ ho na yɛma ɔmo sign ne yɛ ahyehyɛ ho no ɛda hɔ no me fi sɛ saa nneɛma sei no ɛna ɛma nkurɔfoɔ ɛho sɛ okay yɛkɔ akɔko ɛnya tumi no in a very sustainable way no yɛn nso sɛ yɛwɔ ne power na yɛre ɛmfi yɛn saying ɛna yɛn nso bɛtumi contribute to governance nti ma yɛ bi da no experience no nti me yɛpɛ sɛ sisi a yɛduru crossroads a sisi a party no ehia sɛ yɛbɛsiesie party no ama nkurɔfoɔ ɛnya rehyɛ mu sɛ yɛn didi ngya ɔmo no me na me yɛ the best person for the job
sisi a no chairman a dodoɔ no a hwehwɛ yɛ chairman a obetumi aka sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔrefocus party no into a solid machinery wɔne ebetumi ɛde programs far reaching ato Ghana for anim see yɛbɛba abɛyɛ na watumi afacing off with government say politely government concentrate on their wɔyɛ no na nya good legacy na party no etumi atrive ana etumi impact positively on party no who betumi decide chairman no
metumi ebi sɛ party no ɛna ɛwo government no every party no but once a government go to now per party no so say to me see party no na yɛ institution say yɛ aseɛ no 1992 ɔne yɛ BBF no yɛ two silver collection the chance sensi hɔ no ne yɛ sa wɔ ho sa na discuss see no party no ayɛ a very huge institution nti say pɛ more sustainable ways a betumi ɛde support party no say a party na nkasa no betumi ahwɛ de ma obi enu hɔ no asabi ɔyɛ dwuma ɔ UTC a ɔkɔgye na ketua wɔ Kingsway nti party na nkasa no a very important institution nti this is the time they be share party no use party no ne franchise no any brand no e dey atwi sika e dey abre party for amamo tumi dey adwuma without necessarily relying on government no say sad old case government koso na boom oman no na yen so make sure say e be siesie niama e wo ho be yin sika no nso e say tumi use your brand no e dey twi sika if you say e be mu feel say party politics no 2 months to the time ye mount platform ye dedi a na ye election ana say bia ye ko registration na party ni hiska party for no mo mu ye adwuma na nkasa e wo constituencies any polling stations ho na adwuma no any region any national mo mu ye say adwuma na every day bia e de bia mo say sika busum bia mo say sika kind of a continuous basis. They say yes, party say ya omunso betuma mo sa resources no abo betuma nya sika e de aye dwuma no every single day. Enu echi no oye dwuma maye no ame akogi power no. Ese onu nso ese ohwe ne fie, ese ohwe ne mba. Ese yes party na party no exercising the duty of care to yensu ye members no because obi ani ho no betuma aye dwuma. Bibie mfuru mo emma no. Enti sa de a ene de sam papa mo ba no. Because a party no entumi mami die me here and make a video obi echi because okoye minister okoye MP okoye DC because di na chi a and just no go feel no na menya until say be see party no ama party na function like a strong institution etumi nye ne sika on a daily basis no mpaipam no entumi solve that
it not just a tie wo kan dia na you propose say change narrative na say obi yankodi party na chi as opposed to be kwakodi individuals achi
ai na ansa na obi be di party na chi ese party na nkasa siesie no ema party ne ma na erehiem say okodi party na chi a die ohia no ni sabeka enti saa de obekokodi ni pechi because omu no make me guarantee say omu wini a party ni ewini a ometumi abo eno nso ye guarantee because obetumi edi obi echi ne o wini no onye be bitina otumi dan na chi kire nti yema obia ensum party no rather than na ontumi emfa wa no enka keke ese u ye nhihye ho ema nkrofo no ye motivated on say saa nyama na esi wo party mu no enye bibia ye foforo e wo management science and leadership science we say obi ene wo ye adwuma anasa obi boa wo ama wo adu baby na wentumi ama na nya saa GDA no se ni sabe kem I mean de be free mu abani bia be bia adwuma mu PCF and hase so ba no be adwuma na oni erehye se busum no so a e betua wo ka there's no way a wo be adwuma enti saa de wo kokope bibi aye wa akire umfa wo ho enhye PCF from ye that day we dey cast across every institution oh never channel but unfortunately no yen share that enhye party institution no in that manner na say aye de saa e be man crofo nso aforce government officials say omo mpa bibi kakra mo no mo fa nhwe party no nti saa de no ene yese ye hwe ena meka say mi no my ebida mabedi regional chairman da mbedi regional chairman yesi employment resource center e wo Greater Accra region ye niama bebre emo pancake training business plan training niama bebre car washing machines sa tricycle abeya omutwi
okay me ensha simfree in that angle ni enhwe say o tenwa as the regional chairman no emfaso dia party ni nyaaye nipa dodo obenya GDA se ombedi party na chi as opposed to say ombedi wo Sami Krawachi yene former vice chairman of the New Patriotic Party Ura Sami Krab and etwetwen komo na o indicate say kwanya ebana kwan mu dia this time up chairmanship of the MPP and odi ayedwuma Ura Sami Krab me nhwe ebreben and obeye regional chairman of the MPP now during your tenure no emfaso de be ni free mobile
be regional chairman 2005 na during my tenure no my focus on niama ebe boa yen party for say ya party for ebe kwa akokun knowing say at the end of the day no party no nso betumi ahwe say niama na me focus on in the regional party na kasa oba party office than those times na bon say yes the employment resource center ene niama bebre e ma party for eba enye adwuma ye ekopa adwuma ye ma party for say niama we na bi musre say adentina we here politics there uko no akọ edide ya akọkun na win power enye no nkwa na ye nkrofo no omo ye adwuma no ese esu mo mo rehye say yensu ye be ye niama mo na me be di regional chairman no we focus on side no in fact edru baby mpo no na old executives as part of the motivation old executives are say members of lose and our officers of lose elections are omako fie no every 6 months bia yetumi ye party etu yensa from emo nyina awards ebi mu krapo ho no ma omo ye executives omo party no nso omo na mo party no sa nso omo nya hwe yetumi from nso emo awards e bo ankrofo e ma scholarships say ya omo hu say party na nkasa yetumi sese party no ema party no ehwe oh yes e party sa
Oba ye no as Greater Accra regional chairman of the MPP no na party no how many seats oko na party no how many seats
okay na ya asem me ba as Greater Accra regional chairman of the MPP no the party no over 16 and the region ba 9 na in between no I mean church room ye nema bebre assembly seats no ye wini ye if you say ye nkrofo no ye hwe mo mo ko ekokun ye na one thing is on say that particular year no omo the system bi e bai edru ho no say ye kwakọ tackle general election no omo the system bi aba so omo ye they say campaign committees bi into omo ma regional chairman no and chair campaign committee no omo ye nyina esi nchen into Greater Accra State no na ye Professor Michael Kwe and na ye campaign chairman in fact campaign meetings no kapo omo anye campaign meetings no e regional office omo yi free honum e dey call regional minister ni fie and a regional executives ni bi nso ya momo amba campaign meeting no. That was system omo di buy na after I don't know amount for who mistakes na omo ye no and after that no every time be ma Greater Accra regional chairman no e chair nti sa blip no any anomaly no e affect general elections no but ultimately say we share trajectory no from assembly elections no we need sa e di buy nti anko mo man kwan e me run sa general elections na aka you win in 2008 nti later no ye lose first round no e no ma regional chairman nyina e sa be gi campaign no and I di running so anko ye
Yes, afterthought.
I say afterthought nti since then no party no en share that and yes, I mistake because who share for now. Person say at the end who share say every day be now one crop for it is how change leadership no at the time you kwa campaign na omo tumi come so on the patch no I feel so one of the problems is say so for bia and say be your MP e be ye campaign chairman e drew last minute na ntokwa no anu ye share ono no oko defending his seat e won the constituency. Into one a bit me akọ ni fie akọji flags akọji niama it's not possible ebi muso ho no ma omo nso omo ni regional executives na aye adwuma saa into omo hia bibi obekọ omo ho na ama ade no aye basa into saa na ko see saa year no.
Okay, yani former chairman of the MPP Rasami Crab and ADD Yahun Komo this time around also person chairman of the New Patriotic Party the last time no a vice chairman and ADAKABRI. We a business inclined person. Na up to 18 months ube first second vice chairman of the MPP, you know, between 2014 somewhere later 2015. What are some of the innovative creative products business wise would they ever share MPP mo?
I membership card no. Me buy no. Omo eyi mi say there's a steering committee eyi mi say mi nko organize party ne membership card na me share membership card me say membership card we ubetumi aflip no na che say aye bibi nso more than membership nti me dane membership card no into payment card nti bon say enene nti picture no be wo ha logo no wo ha information
it is at the time, no 2014, 2015, no, a MPP membership card, assign a year something to the like debit card, bisa.
We share share on some major signature na boho no. Ye launch wa Airport West Hotel. Bibia. Oh. Inti unfortunately no ye free honum no. Ye ntumi anto aso. Banka ye toa sa card no so.
Sa card we am ye no. The dem flag bearer no or endorse we.
As far as I'm concerned no. In any meeting until he knew about it. Everybody knew about it because when he said me nko ye. And say be am sorry and me koye ma de. E me steering committee say me nko koye. And me call ye.
It was the decision of the party.
Yes, it was the decision of the party.
It is a card we know. Who should say a MPP membership card but was a debit card no. It ye various financial institutions. It me visa cards ne ade. Na who use no nyina no. Na mfa so kodema participating financial institutions no. It in Casabre no, and card ye juma, and MPP member bia no kutana card, and then no creas yas and lodus kegusu. 10 bia obey use electronically biano. Tikabako MPP party no.
Now, the negotiator and say 1.5% and a beko MPP party. If it's a company na, or more issue card no, Paymanex, I want to say MasterCard, ne Visa card, or mono FR MPP as issuers of the card, any agents. Into any transaction be a benefit because what do you call ATM? What to me swap card no? What to me any man would be brave? What to me the tia with DSTV? I feel so say a debit card, prepaid debit, ninety. Me a wallet be a wage. So wallet na say momo. Besides, to me load wallet no. At the end, may be brave. Into more or less no. Me done MPP into a financial institution because I'm na Bank of Ghana, more kasa. But a political party I use a brand. Any idea? Other way, I was inspired by
leverage on the brand.
Thank you very much. I was inspired by Manchester United. Etasha these days, but a very strong team. In Crawford on football. No.
Glory, Man United. Glory, glory, mine.
That's it. This is real. Oh, Master's item. Membership card here, MasterCard.
Sir, attempt to say, can mobile leverage on the brand MPP. Na sika akwa party no directly no. When to me and I am a one no. Party na yibi sada.
Party then to me and to us. Yeah, launch here, yeah. And yeah, launch here. Unfortunately, no party no end to me and to us. But party need to us wanka. There we agreement at 1.5%. Can you imagine? MPP phone na omuko ATM, udu go to yade, uye no momo. There be bia every transaction. Bia fenso so use MPP wallet no because wallet we chiri. We use MPP wallet no edi top up units. I say MTM for FR MPP as BB to say merchants, any vendors, and also any commission. If you want one person to use, on top up units, no matter radio station, no matter kasa. We use MPP wallet ni card edi ya MPP any double commission with commission on the card and a commission on vending say ton mobile units. Tani yen because once baby edri there we can say oh yela la sumi la edi ahwe party ya party esundodo inte say we use brand no na ventwi sika no bra we call branding we call branding ade no with Paymex no na atwe sika na ba na ahwe party no inte party for etumi ko yo modjuma every time bia sika ba we don't have to depend on individuals we feel that that is what we need to do am I enye sika inte say bia say imano anase yemrante ni mawa yo mabay on person munye bibi kakra di adwuma ye wo sikata ho no
besides our financial product here na mo launch here no e dey be biem na as a business idea usade buy during your tenure as the second vice
eno me kan ho asem nso ye nya ho kwan anye ba me campaign as I for vice chairman no me de chin e na me campaigning also me still stay on the brand no me dey say who for be it is insurance or who share Methodist or more down well who share Catholic or more quality insurance MPP
Anglican for what they
me name Anglican there no me no amo obi
me ubusame
me name so bia
and a Pentecost was what they
obi kan just say no ko pese Assemblies of God nso yo mu dey nso no mo antinase but then say a brand no omo use o membership nti em fa ne say MPP say yen ye members no do so me fi say ka say wo Ghana dey ye nimu krapo na omo be half a MPP for there nti anka we patriotic insurance na every leverage on your brand na on e pa che no a brand na we use nti leverage a MPP ni bia me say me car she say me pay by law no say me insurance and say me boa nti choice ni say me kwa koye wo SIC and say me koye no patriotic insurance me de me kwa koye no patriotic insurance na manka banko ADAKABRI bank dey o du sika koto ho no 10 years later ka obetumi akochi afi so bi nsu ntumi for so say fa sika koto bank ana me boa but insurance dey we ye den a wo afidie nko ade a wo be ye insurance car na motorcycle na say bi sa nti bi si aka ye use brand no oh na ye mfantwi MMS no be insure with patriotic insurance na mo insure with patriotic insurance another thing the insurance mo say afi ni twemu a na wo bon pae sa na nipa na nya accident na che say sika no ahye eso tua new premium into a found money say sika na to be dey hwe ye nkrofo no to be the mass scholarships afi nso ye officers any executives on be lose elections no omo kɔ a omo nso anim say ehia omo kakra na say bi hia omo to me twi ben party na fi say ese hu say 2016 election na ye win ye 2016 ene e hyase ebi mu hyase from 2008 bebre ebi mu wiye ebi mu nso contribute ebi mu lose ye ebi mu lose omo offices ya ba power untumi nka say omo a na omo ben campaign at that time no pe ene win ye because candidate ni turn over a long period of time but the way ade any tie na party ne engine hu si ye nti esa say nkrofo no ye ntumi ensure na se wantumi anhwe na obi nso agina chire no ehwe obahu se party we dey me kosum party na BBC a me nso menye bibi enfrim and another thing person be can about card once a wallet no who register card na meji information ebeji information within we reading and now kunu din umma omo ages wejuma uye ADAKABRI me dem nim say we dey lawyer nipa hinkra na ni nipa dudu na nim say we lawyer amanfo nim omo ni say ADAKABRI de oye me to me call around me call 275 constituencies amanfo call around omo to me year campaign omo to me promise niam wo do bebre nso me ba me we ama me pe we ama nso omo nim nkrofo no into the end say a database any agi some information nyina agi wo bedin say ni agi wo yiri so din o background o profession nti anka ye hia nkrofo bi ama mo koye project bi a eno an say the keywords na shame say ye pe carpenters ye pe engineers ye pe lawyers na twi nkrofo no nyina aba ni a organize omo ni a prepare omo nyina ni akopa adwuma mom adwuma ni bi ni yedi wo Greater Accra Employment Resource Center if you say you cannot have a party a wonimu nkrofo then say wonim ne din nso wonim beyond ne din obesi den etumi aboa nipa obesi den emanya rehyemu se oboa na wo sanka de wo hwehwe as a political party a ni de na ewo mu no nsa beka
okay yane oye owura Sami Crab na etwetwe enkomo awie na oye former second vice chairman of the MPP na enei ose obema ne din akọ forward for consideration as the chairman of the MPP. Yanshan say as a business person, no, he was instrumental. Say Ghana Airways egu Ghana International Airline buy no. Sami Krabudi makotene papa. Na oye old boy of the Contumely boys. Now I say ADAKABRI, my greetings to my boss Numu Crab. Let him know we have started a campaign. And I hope to see him. We were saddled by the elections of Kufuridua. It was rescue mission. And now that is over, we will meet Bashi, Secretary, Yulo Krobo constituency. ADAKABRI, what has been known as Pragia, the tricycle was introduced by Sami Crab. I was a beneficiary of a model of his numerous training on how to prepare effective CV. He paid school fees and jobs created by a number of persons. The recent past mayor of Accra was one of his products. He was so innovative and was the brain behind the MPP digital ID and payment systems. Ena ode ebaye. You know, Krobo Secretary. This is when you're a delegate back. So, a didn't and sign a mamma chairman of the party.
If you say party, this is a baby drew no. This is elections here ni win you. If you say constituency ni polling station for no. Omo nim say win election. You mu here ni say resources. I be every day, every week, every month. I don't know mu here. Omo here so say ye be mom we rehyemu say omo kɔ no mo kɔko no mo breaki 8 na. Ye chichibom na. Omo so kakra e wo mu mom no omo nsa beka. Nti say anyama na say ye. Na before we can do that no, as a party no, ye corporatize party no. On the party no. Ye were very strong brand. It to me ye brand no. It to me a generate resources a ye be here e dey ahwe ye nkrofo e dey support to in many ways. Because sometimes you know say e be say be power mu de bia na me boa. But unfortunately you know, there may be a time maybe 2050 and is for no beba. Omo ba as a party no etumi hwe ye nkrofo no in opposition. Oh, ya nhwe ne year e be din pa moving forward. Me kai pass 2008. Madam Fobi a friend Doji no ye organizer o do. Oba no kan won kremu. Me kan won kremu na chese ma translate because kan kremu e de pa. O se chama odwani na dwani wo lubo na. Nge mi no yo. Eke kwa ke chon e fite ne machine. Ni a chi ne spark. Je mo fam ni bole hi ne chi yo. E ta wo na chi ni e. Me kuma ni ame ka ke 1 2 3 achi aka me gbla.
O na kanji sani e. Me
kuma hu ame bole hi ame ne dwele no eke. Wachi olero anye olero adomo here
na se ma wo kan se nkran ka se mu no o kire se yemfa ne se ka kura na asai yesi nyina yemra na yemepia enye nipa na ejina ho nyina na epia obi or me ka se 1 2 3 mu nyina mo de kwa anim no so otwe ba agire and another group so no 1 2 3 na ne nsa bata ho kwa onpia because dio
ai is your batch say the yanhwe yi a ombe party no omu yusu omu sika omu yusu omu hondi as an officer no betina ho na ohwe yen na ye koba because omu njimi ye I said in say egu keke na ye koba sa at the end of the day the entia omo yes and say party no go win power no ma can say yes we can be say car no ko start or say can be the pia car
enso so
oh inti 2008 ube fi say organizer keke e wo do but omo grounds no they are not idiots inti na menim say yanhwe yi a the esi ne no ebesi inti na me ma nipa 17 no nyina ba together ene ye sa document no I be more regime say omo do mo nkonko anim na mo nkonko anim e betumi aya unfortunately party no and to me who say unless and until say you be corporatize party no e say na so ye warren parties o baby a DNC
17 as my work and say 17 DNC share krata as say wouldn't ya be a flag bearer of the party na subsequently be a president ye nyina na epia wo ma kodu ba bia do no wouldn't such a crata as the percentages be of certain positions bema win it wouldn't an we guaranteed of wo chefa wo mu ansa na ya ba bam enye se wo de aboa me afa ye ba wi a hu no kura no aka se on redeem bibi na we de tie corporatize the dia na document da ho na utimi de kire wo ma utimi de ye we kura se a ye ba ba bam na menti ase a me chefa we no ye mfa me ba we
ha sa na ye but entumi amfa say can say sisi ni ye na amfa share your constitution mo say ya bia sabi ochina mini honum anase mewu a touchwood say ade no obi obefa party mu bia kodi president no obedi so na party fo nso so we yakwa edwuma wo mami nko mi wumpo a mi mei say party no betumi ahwem anase ni say ne be free mu aba say eti hey party ye call we ni power positions bi ho no aya amanfo fra enform ni nko say ambassador say okoi uni momo ni omko nyawo tamaklo eye bibi ema mi hu na efe pa okọ no ni oru ebi efe no wan you na ye ni na ye elections wo eko rally eni eyi wo odododio ya no oyi nisi etu nisi ni esrisa oni no ko eni be 3 other people be ko sebia okọ no wan you so ni yire ni ma eka no ho ko
aye mfa so de
okọ ye sisi akra wa be si dan poko ase honom obi a sebio odododio honom na osaline ansa na onye bebi ada nti party ebe mu a ye wo benefit bi a eba through governance say bi omko US ka I'm not saying say government go US ka but o ye politics infa so bi free mu ba nti say yes an hihye hu ni yie na ye nkrofo ni no ye de omu hye places bi dem pa che no na omu nso hu say ade we die odi akiri ase ni say na obetumi anya ebe mo omo ayiro mo enti sa de be du baby ye nyu bia enko breaki bibia amayen dem pa che no enti sa nyama we na me fi say ese ye start say be hwe we no enye petty individualistic corporatizing the MPP and digitizing the MPP
enti na wo yentu aba mfama
eto aba me as chairman sa document na me kan na wo hirechire mu yie no bibi say ne etumi efa document ya ye wi assign at that time the 10 regional chairman no assign here the national executive committee the national council we en yedin within 3 months etumi ya amendment na de ahyem eno ano no card we a ye kan e wo honum dada enyina betena se na ye siesie na spark ni biom be 3 months bu so miensan bi pe na ye de si honum na ye nyina etumi enya card na ye use card no na MPP nso enyi bibi kakra efrimu patriotic insurance nso ye be ye enye din e brand no eni ye use me say me a student of marketing nti I understand what brands are this akra me school when say me a student when say I go school biom
sir PhD ana
me a PhD in business administration specializing in blockchains and decentralized finance
abenya time aba be chairman no
me wie coursework na wie say me we field and I'm building a prototype via brochimemu o certifying as an innovation with the Financial Conduct Authority
so ukra fa card making business bi na credit cards for UK near and US near the near be print cards no hana did you bring something of that sort
yeah I've been dealing in those things all my life
yes SSR and as a normal ministries one
yes data entry ACS BPS me na me share say we internet cafe bi wadan so ma ɛna me fee mu saa ɛna
afe no mo
become
de cars
2000
maba wane mrantie bebebre no mo ministry so no mo 24 hours kra
24 hours
etutu akwa ne bia o visa card kra na wo to US so na ye bebe
ye processing Ghana
ai enti anu say Ghana ni we do digwa pa o
ai
same crab no
hey Charlie
that time na o mamenka kakra ncho na ye na Prempeh College na 200 no na omo di free itire no ho na o sha ase a na se ne na tentente no bo na wonya dru Brigina Bend hodom no a na contemporary boys ni kusuru hodom na mano so form hodom crabus we be fadie na ke tata kwa we ubeka so wonko na contemporary boys ni shas ya bosa pe na na ya tinti na ya tinti we body wo. Oh, teacher said he's a business-minded person because ACS.
Yeah, some say we shall see our internet cafe with us. At the end of the day, within about 1.5 years, they are expanding to 2,000 employees.
Can you imagine? Net trot run a farm do moko. Maybe a Fabiana ACS if we have a farm mako. How did you come by, sir? A year processes are it me at the DSL human amount of the bagana.
I sat up not business outsourcing. Yeah, but now also called India, Southern Moody Shassi, and the Philippines. Into Brofonsuna, we hear at the support to Ghana, so at the Brofo. You know, your school fine, and a BBR. Now, the other can say, be type, and time per typing. We go school coachia, no, I secretary, or in time.
Just when him QWERTY, no.
I quite, you know, the answer we are saying today, I say, and only SH then call for. Now, face you, never hear satellite dish, any link. They are connected to systems in America and so insurance claims and data this card claims now almost can na abe share your database no na your workers no so I log into the system no process wo Ghana nti after I no crap we can call medical transcription so medical transcription so me for yen students e wo Legon any even doctors any pharmacists. And I mean, no, by no, the doctors say, "Well, New York." Now, also, we share patients. Omo dictate. Our dictaphone. Satana phone.
Dictaphone.
Kitwe. No, my dictate. Omo dictate. Penny I download digitally. Now, you encroach for netie. No more transcribing. So, we here medical background. So, we are a pharmacist and biologist and BB scientist. We can find for a free logo. But it was a collaboration because we call government. Satana could afford and also. It's me call cabinet meeting. I call argue so. Omo because normally
you were invited onto the cabinet table.
Exactly. Omo invited me and I call her. And me call her and me church room say, yeah, what disadvantage we're gonna start my data entry navy. Once the data a little lower level than medical transcription. Into me chiro say, we share India and the Philippines. Omo share that mom omo di bahonum omo grant. Omo to me I say subsidy.
It motivates them.
Subsidy no mo di enaba. Ayeni any bi wa ha se nti anka yen use a national service scheme no we the national service scheme no nkora no wo so a yen tuo mo ka I say buy na time allowance na training period no normally no time businesses na start say kapa na wo hu se nipa no so e bi obefemu etumi aye adwuma na na se bi sa nti government egitu mu there's a training period no your first students no e di ba na ye training oma government no ebe funny say national service na government amom allowances edi aye nti omunya allowances na ye no yetumi a training omo based upon that allowance here say ye beti oboka ansa na omo aye training no nti government private partnership and they launches our medical transcription no
then go back and tell me a little bit. Say nipa ya wuti ya say no as a marketing person na we leverage on so free Ghana near Tibrofo na at the obi GCO level kro betimi aka brofo ama across the globe obi a tibi no Ghana International Airlines is about the same
na me airline jumada pama my business da it means business there say onya market there say onya systems there say onya say ni nti Ghana Airways nya problems no na invite is a office or solution no be abra. Nti ye buy no. Let me say 4 different companies and a BDA. By any meaning Crawford no buy no. So Ghana Airways there is not servable. Then to me NGT Ghana Airways. Nti ebe start yankasa ye airline. Nti no any proposal I call Ministry of Transport. Nti later na buying G2 mu say any start ye airlines. But buying the cancel on be pese only ebe partner was our airline. Nti Ghana International Airline na me too ni di. The shape no after Swiss International Airlines. What's the name was Swiss and a Guye, and we are Swiss International Airlines. The Ghana Airways into Guye, and I'm so me and Ghana International.
In fact, inaugural flight, inaugural flight was Friday, 29th of April, 2005.
Yeah,
I was on board.
You were.
You saw me again. In fact, he's a great guy. Nah,
of Angwana call board.
Chachali. You said do hit you because you said, "I'm you show kakranza."
And to no become one.
What a room.
No be the
one for laptop uncle.
I don't be the no be the demand media.
Inti say ene akwanyamba say MPP for Kotwaba. Benefit ben end up based on your past, you know. Omo betimi anya de free ohonom.
Oh. Send me there, miss me or my background. Never met me aye everywhere. Send me say can no. Say for my PhD project in Mpono. My creative bibia ebi new year simple product. My design and develop. As I say a UK Financial Conduct Authority. Omo share ya tiki innovation bit no. I say blockchain in omo share say bia my share that I and such that e be undermine regulatory authorities and no ya tiki eno we a. Ebe launchy ade no e wo UK sandbox no e bibia ebi kra ensida e wo wiasma say nti that is my talent me who problem somehow me I don't know how it comes me who problem me to me breaking it down now my pet tools any nyama na che say they met me they about together na me they resolve sana me here nti bibia ni a say I say airline say
na na swati o say ohun problem obetimi a breaking it down into smaller pieces. Now, what tools are obetime at their solve. In other words, as when the problems are bigger, it's heavier. But then when the load is shared, it becomes lighter. Yeah. And with this principle, no, are you able to tell us the same people for nya akwanya someone kotoaba? Now, whatever problem they perceive the brand MPP need to be in, who bet me I the dismantle, I rebuild it, I solve problems. No.
Not only that, ADAKABRI. I be more just a change management, so a art, a skill, an idea. Who solve a problem? No, not new problems. So super. The obesity come the normal need and be pay after a Fanta. Woman Fanta no pay after a champagne. Until every time be obese solve be biana. Nipa need it goes differently. It's not just about just going and solving the existing problem, but it is about creating a system. Ebe identify problems anytime on WP. Na system na can resolve a problem. No, that's what you do. Now you have to introduce information technology, hard human resource skills, and all kinds of things. Even legislation. Let me tell you something. ACS it was a problem because hereby nearby here satellite dish, and they terminated traffic. It was a problem. Now that time they were duopoly. They were Ghana Telecom, any Western. Now, a buying company and my third party be and terminated traffic. Into how do you solve that problem? Meanwhile, idea be met to me they generated 2,000 jobs. Ama Ghana for majority of them for about 93% of workers no more. How do you resolve such a thing? Another problem about who can vehicles and the NTIS have vehicles and they say, Ima and I law no after 10 p.m. Ima end to me after 10. How do you resolve such a problem? Because as
part of the contractual agreement, and that's more buy a Juma after 10.
Ghana laws.
Okay. Ghana laws.
Yes, and 1957. So my friend is chauvinist, me tuned chauvinist. Chauvinist. He says, "Nyama change, but our law no so shame baby." And how do you resolve it and make sure that you bring the benefits to people? So here's how I did it. First of all, I started saying law members of parliament to try to tell them exactly the benefits are ebeba. Emusa na miko hu Mahama no ya Minister of Communication ena ono
Mahama ya
ena o ma me license no o na ba she no o ma me license offer NCA for no much mpene na ebi mu ninam omo nsi omo mpene de nti resolve we by saying say ye ma me license na me terminate traffic no na me make sure say me eba en terminate ewo terrestrial network no so Ghana Telecom in Westel na fenso me the banner ye me tue bibi kakra ama any one of the operators either Westel and say Ghana Telecom nti me koye na me ye koye meeting any year sa hye hu nyina na bibia kama and Eddie Andrew satellite dish ebe see head office no one says our pyramid house ebe see ho no and also environmental protection for nso insem nso be mo ntumi fan ko see ho no yes I na nyina na vehicles ma me can vehicles no until the end say your labor commission you call na me the solutions to ho say look master some law we dey be impede in my progress and I mean my example say nurses some call after 10 na any broadcasters at that time inti what are you talking about inti be okay compromising say almost compromising say imma no so mo pon after 10 I say make sure say you be guard you all the way
safely
so almost free fees after 10 I say you pick you up
from their
doorstep okay so we know the spirit of the law if the spirit of the law say you be protecting Badia then no problem. We all find ways to protect the women, but we have to let the women work.
Hey, no more hot rod drivers for pa. Was na nipa ba ko no afa ma se 30. No mo kukadom. Na mai no kwa. Atanyo.
Oh, inti
so in rounding up, you go out there. The whole process is no. Yes, July 15, 16, 17. Na umpeke forms. Uncle vetting. What I want you to do is say, go call rounds. Now, if you know, I could pick your forms. Now, if you want to do vetting, then you come out there's something up my sleeve. I mean, kind of net. Now, say what me go through Nina. Sadia no bar. Now, Ubiono, the man crabbles. I what he say no. Upana comment at the beginning.
I must share a Nasidada. My 40 constituencies of Ashanti region. Which year, Ashanti for. Massive for one because she baby and 40 consistent Shiamunina. Oh, Macoho. Macoho, me campaign or honor. And I get a crime to my year campaign. And me, don't say, and I cross a line. Some are region for your Mudiano, me man train woman, and I any name with her. Into campaign, the Ashase cry, dada, and the end man echo. Now, meaning say, me message, dear, a better amount for soon. I'm a month for you, and who say, party no baby ye dru no e say to me see party no na party no hwe ni ma no say ya party ma no e be sum party no rather say be kwakọ sum individuals e di pai mu aba enu ne ye ne sese na ye ne sa de be du baby no say adoji si kan ye no ye nya obia e ma ne ye ejuma e ma party afenso ye ma ene ye nanamo party we en ye attractive e mo mo biom eno moment bia e wo leader. We were experienced in making sure, say, implementing such a thing within the political party context. It is true, say, my business, I will do be but me to me, implementing business systems, our political party setting, and also easy. And easy crowd because no na ebimu edidi wase na ye fa ne sa feso political party so ye wudia. And say be a business be a wash so ma utumi ka de ope bia. Political party there obi idea into how to balance and then build alliances, coalitions, and try to implement this in there. My bida. Right. One the mamia, then making sure say MPP ni bia a obebo juma ama ye breaki 8 no 2024 no. Nindi ye woman in Sambeka. After ye ntwen Emma 2024 no. They say your power. The SA bia ebema party government relations. Ama ye nso kakra bi woman no yenso ye san ka no. Ebe make sure say be sa hihye ho ni nyina.
Right. Any ora Sammy Crab na atwetwen enkomo na or aspa now a hopeful that obeba be chairman of the New Patriotic Party into full name no.
Efremi Samuel Kenneth Adolphus Bernard Crab.
SKAB Crab.
Yes, sir.
What your SKAB Crab? Oh, you went. Manche. Chida ha yewa. Right. Ya nene de see ase. Eti nanake FW yada. Ana. Right, ugusutie ni 100.9 FM aseda eko ede emakunu Ghana say ode araba bazen ababe da yen ode honchon capsules adan yen ode king tablet enso so atato na ode Mr. K enso so ede aba Mr. K no na emema yedi stress no na fe so no king tablet would stimulate na wa regulating blood pressure na fe would araba bazen so about the cc ho ama monthly cycle no ibia akokama ede amount afi no would eye honchon capsules so no prostate disorder be out here no nana
over
nene celebrity for ekura do mutimi ekokwa donation
ya se mo over
Amaliba Koku Haruna Kingsley Kingsley kwasi Haruna Amaliba wababedru ana nana kwadwo aje yeboa nana kai man of God ono so atenase and celebrity for mutimi events mutimi donation
over onze esunu onipa bia ne ni upbringing ene niema esina ni so person achieve in life da bia no ade a ebo mi chidom na ema me de anigye made me wo bia me ne enipa ne ahiafo eche no eye asema nyankopon ka kire eye ne ba Gideon
sa
abra
Gideon nyame ba
nyankopon ba Gideon eye Gideon
Amaliba mo asomra ho
ekonwasi Israel memu
aha
na omo dua omo yafu a na ayi atamfu abetwa abeharvest omu mfu mu niema nyina bode no mbedua enya bo na atamfu abeharvest ni nyina nkura ne ma no abro eti atamfu amoma kadem we na ofa Gideon Bible say wote de dua biase na yuo kakra wanya no watutu fom no odisie to guso a wo tutuo na Nyankopon bofo call ne nchen eno was Gideon wo na mayiwu se kone kodi akonje meman Israel eno was na pa asema wo kan we sure se nyame na soma menyi ni se nyame na soma Gideon na agi Nyankopon bofo na chinyi eno was onu krampo de wo gi Nyankopon ankasa chinyi ka kire Nyankopon se onyame yi bi de menyi ni se asema bofo ne kan ne no kure na se ye no kura dia me do dwan homa yi sem abobo ya no ha anadwi mensuo ntomo dwan homa ne nko amfo my phone ha nyina anya dry na mi hu sampa wo nyame no wasoma me
we you just what challenge nyame
ade chin na dwan homa na fo mo nyina anya dry o se David obi na behwe nsu asokini na odi go se nyame enti se nyame wa mpade a me sa akoda biem me sorry no me fi ha nyina mflade na sa dwan homa yi anya dry
na ba bieda
ade chin da ba bieda na ofie na aflade atwa ho ahia ni nyina mu na nakoma mu osi David ya sema Nyankopon ka kire ne se omprim na koma ba wo hu ne ho se wo ye mobrowa ontimi nkodi akon na nyame soma no owo nua mpanimfo o mo ye warriors adentire nyame mfrom no no ne ye befre no eti wo se nyame we de mi ndi se sampasa ye kon na abese ye kodia enka me nua mpanimfo wo ho o mo ye brane mema o mo di akon o mo dwuma o mo ye warriors so why me Onyankopon ka kire ne se fa wa ho odin kitwa ye kuta no fa kokoje man Israel eye wo wa ho odin ni na mehia enye warriors ne de ofa de me kan de abesie ni se eni kwan se metwen na menya sika dan ma na ka ma ansana ma yadoye kai se last year me koto ma set ma me konsuency nkwala na ekotwero BC no for over 4,000 ma set ko chema o munyina e ma no zu bizam kwadwo na we go first guy wo he nyame adan roma ena wie abrantie bi wo home base TV of mama mo nidin na mo ba bi wo ena ote car mo ena hu se mama bi a wo so ho no ote wheelchair mu ena oto ade o traffic mu wo me kom na ebubu yi na nim ho
aye
achimota he ote wheelchair mu ade no ko de tie na abubu mu abubu we yi wheelchair nim de sini na azo ena odi dimirika eton enti okohu maame no oye story bi fa maame no ho na me hu story no ena my friend say okay ade na maame no say betimi ayede aboa na obefiri kwan so because the risk aspect is say me ne di nkomo no say to da ogina traffic ni ma na light ni so a ontimi say de amanfo betumika akogina nchen no because onu ti wiche mu nti no aka mfinfin ho enti ofiri ma enkope na emrante ne di nkomo no de to omanim say wonya popcorn machine na wonya deep freezer baby a wote wo I think Pokuase or somewhere school bi ben hwa office wo ye popcorn ni nsuo no nkwala ne beto ema no so benya bibi die edidi a wo magina kwan ne so bi nti ofa asem no eka makoma ema me ma omuska ma omukoto popcorn machine no eto cylinder kura de aka ho ena high sense for nso ada roma me ne high sense pani kasa ye no osina na makato se papa ye nko ade emo bi a osa me de support to bi osa me ma even 50% offer me de be ma na nso watimi de akwa akobo nipa ofa me no kasa omo nso agi atuma ma deep freezer ne nso menya bi a ewie yi ye ko donate ni nyina de ma ababawa na nim ani jesi ofa
amientie
ena ye ababawa ni birthday na ninna
Edward ni birthday
papa enti ohono ma na jamene UTV mo mrantie kura aka ho bi ne ko
ai baro mo na beko
ye ko ye ja yi ni ma de ma na ja da minim sem ba obi osi studio hanman ho betutu mutum enti me de dia aka ni nyina ehya envelope mu na me de ma na se je ne fa ko start adwuma 500 cedis opa na da ya tuma me ka na chi obi ala
usu beke ye changu ne
opa ti jamiadum na omami sun ye de ade ne ma ni wie na orders was so throughout e mo ejina nchen mo eton ade bi nyire sun bi boa no also one na nwene da in fact omami rehoi enti nyame adom yakoyi maame no afri kwan no so se onkote na fie na ono so onya bibi nye ofa de da bia meka ne se enye se bia bna mo we mu a omo bibi omo di ene ye omo papa
eda 4x4
eye nkrofo a genuinely omo hiamoa ene ye bonyo omo
enye celebrities
ya is Lagos celebrities enye omo na ofa eye omo moa enti eja wo fa se ewie so te ya ye yenso ye koye de boa ababa wa no
na me wa twene yim so beba bedru ha na metimi a congratulate you se sikani ni nyina no adwene o
no kre
ohiani wa ni nyina no adwen odwen adwompa papa baso odwen adwombone a bone ne baso nyankopon no susu no bibi no de ma wa ankasa nko afa
fa no kre
nti bia ya na yeso yen hye no so na yentimi entoto enoma bi eyie
Obasa kai say a computer project bi ana me ne wo ye no me the first batch so eno so ma donate first batch ama schools ni bi o ma start use second batch so enam kwan so ayegu so aye gada e ba no ai de be kwa for school for no me point ne say ofa say obi eda sori anopa no ka say enye nyankopon no fa amaleba so a nke bi em ne ma ye kwasampani se nyenya me ne na mo fa ADAKABRI so a nke bi en na minim ba bia me wo se mete sa ansem ni bia e motivate me say kakra bia me wo bia no o se me ni enipa che obi won mo badwe se obi a wo de wanya bia me na bru so e to da yenso you go through stress obi a go through ni bi to da wo danya ne anopa na wo refi wo sa de ache nanso ni nyina mu no ye try say de akaketua bi na ekuta na ho de ketua na Bible ka che Gideon no yenso ye de be ko ne de ache ye nkrofo ofa megina we so na maka kire ye nua ma sabe bibi wo mo nsam obi wo no ma na bra bossesa no enye millions of dollars eye bibi ketua bi obi wo no ma na bra bossesa onya wudin border no ofa enye ne se bia betam Land Cruiser de akwakoche no but something little obeya manipa no eso nani na ebesesa na bra bo for good esikafo ne sabe ye nua no bi wo mo nsam ne so omomom homoden so mbe kosabe ehiafo ne mobrowafo yi emoa enye the first one dey can say enye ni papa wo dey expect bibi back if possible do good to someone who not be able to pay you back only any other means to pay you back wo yes na say wo firi wakoma mu na wo ye e dia manipa no pato koye bibi ma sabe oma wo chesikani ade offer onye hwe ma let me put it in this way no ko chesikani ade a onye hwe kwade no wo sika obetimi ato ebi ana ekwan bi na wo pese bebie ama wo ochene nti e na ko chesikani ade ne but I think say so di ko hu mobroni mobo a Yankopon ani so dan say of ade be ehwehwe animu ade che no enti of ade yekoye no nyame adom yetimi yakoye awie nso
amalba dauni ana se na osusu waye dai
uhwe
Ofa, maminchia, naminchia, a tea for the one shame. A before quantum pong, video so na mincha crew of no way of my A radical Christo. Or no, the greatest socialist who ever lived. And the Jumedi Obedi Inano summed up on the introduction of the sermon. Omota referred to it as a Sermon of the Mount. Matthew chapter 5, verse 7. Will make a very profound statement. Enshirane mobruhunu for. Now one will be home. I think Minya, Penny, and Ake have done a very remarkable and godly job. Ofa, ni yankopon ehwehwe free enchen say adasamba eno no. After all, over we aso ye de ko ifa. Omunya japade pem na ewiase na ya wo dia. Asase wo wiase ha yina mpo eyewo na ye wo dia. Uwa hina obeda. Obi na kana sam say o sika se dan a dia san nante no akoda. Bedroom. So, if we begin to cultivate a heart of sympathy towards our fellow human beings, I think we are so we know a bedroom. We are so Nije Bebem, Maynard Metnam, Nije Yankopon, Resa Adasambanya, Yasun Adosum, a repay. I mean, sure in the way. Now, on to come, and you don't win so. I didn't cause one more coin to work. That's a time for be doing one. You coupon and more home by through a time.
As my down is Her Majesty's representative to the Republic of Ghana. They were treated or treated, ya, Nina say. A man, a branch here, your friend, big Wemavo
Oliver.
I arrested again. As if say arrest no 18 no negativity be. No, and the Inspector General Police is quoted by a public international relations expert. Say a schooly British envoy no. Ebi so tete ase ya. Am se nyɛ hia nie. Don't go chira kronfo. Amaleba. What are your thoughts?
For me that's it. I mean, tencha obium. Ndra na some way beto dwa. Anta bi akoso. I say one men can say kasa bi because between the British envoy IGP to the letter of the command British envoy relative to with making relations to the rest of a few weeks of a very instructive to note. Your day, I should be above you know, on once no coffee once in a while. The police, I mean, not even the police alone, the security agencies in general, over the years, more conduct have occasioned one concern to the other. But in recent times, there are repeated demonstrations of carelessness, unprofessionalism, and sometimes brutalities and murder against civilians raises a lot of concern. Na yempo kra nso se ba ne setima muni bi yemfum so na yese yenko chenwa ahokeka ne anamo ne se ne mfa so ye wonioma e wo sa kwan so no wotia na abofo no
a brand TBA friend, is it Asiama Hansen, right? Bulldog. UTV Mojmem here. And I was telling her cancer, so man Pina Kufa down to a men's good for Sika Maoma. It be your own win the second term. If clause, if, which everybody knows that if is not a threat in itself. Minini posma sa pussy phone coachino. Or some better. What's that?
My name is
Maliba. He offer we didn't know me so, but many of my main can assemble on this statement. But they be the American say, yeah, politics. I thought that yeah, and 17 years I was here so. Was so cut na he be to say baby tea. No for me catch was say men's good sika and yet a buying and a JJ sika free individuals no. It is what say president na me tuya if when tuya only in the second term. There's no way buying the tuya. So there now buy money in the second term.
Amalba me ntio.
Amal what me point I mean.
Amalba nkasa.
And ya buying
Edu
individuals.
Edu na de. Amalba me ntio.
I don't know together you be in the
yeah, that's it. You can't see a gun and you can't see your party. At the end of the year.
Oh, and I'm yo.
Yeah, me say you can't see your government.
It's your Ghana.
It's your Ghana. The end of the year,
offer me brother me born Ghana first.
Okay, all right. And then you petty.
Yeah, and I'm on ye 20. You're careful.
Last Sunday, me kwa sorry. Na, and your number kusha we no catch me. Me can't na case. Interjection say awo ye no that commode me fi about 2 hours.
Wow.
Into what shall see me boko.
We Bulldog as a man can also can view.
One yaya. It's one yaya. So yaya am fear biamba. That's one yaya.
That's not okay. Who's one? Yeah.
Why of whom? Tasema wakana krampono enya memfuaso. There is no way that we should entertain or condone menkane savage language in any form. No. Behavior and attitude and tendencies are a bit degenerating the peace of the country. We shouldn't encourage it. We shouldn't encourage it. But sometimes the behavior of the police themselves can give rise to those kind of things. Nip, or the police pick a bear 4 with officers armed to the tooth. They invading if ye run a bedroom, ransack it one. Omoko with court order na. There's any person can now be arrested na. A court say obey invading the privacy and run a bedroom. Ato tuno nyoma asearch wo yina. Does it call for that? That is one among many. The arrest of Vamawo was not an exceptional. Of course, the constitution is very clear. Who arrest will be quickly you tell the person in the language in which he understands about the reason of his arrest. The man said proceed to produce him before court within 48 hours. And 48 hours means 48 hours. Supreme Court have made a ruling and espoused a very clear principle under that clause. 48 hours means 48 hours. Tuchi the panel, even Saturday, Crampo, men financial kusi Monday. Produce him before 48 hours. Or within 48 hours before court. And the court will be determined near police before they are to court whether or not the person should be granted bail or be kept in custody pending further investigation. Only court will be make that pronouncement. In the case of Amawa, what happened? It's like we were showing you where the power lies. So all of us became concerned about it. Other than that, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And subsequently, yes, auntie say or much no. It raises some kind of concern again. Maybe it's a witch hunt, or this time, what happened? And the British High Commissioner to Ghana, Harriet Thompson, or Twitter. So, Oliver arrested again. Well, I am interested in where it will end. That's all. That's all. Oh, you're interested in where it will end. That's what I think. Like Andrew, the General Secretary of NDC, Honorable Johnson Sidon Ketia issued a statement. Empokra, as somewhat British High Commissioner Kayano, Nanka, IGP and Ninja monkeys plays by sizes. And once monkey plays by sizes, the channel I will use to, yeah, in fact, every strategic communicator be able to say, the channel, the medium you are using, and the information you are disseminating is very important. Who is to carry what message? And that message, who should be the recipient? The actors involved is very important. IGP Muni and Tukwai. Just a simple statement. I am interested to see where it will end. A warranty 4-letter page letter. Then to the British High Commissioner. And some of us think, like my party have expressed a position on this matter, very clear. The IGP fees are somewhere. Mamene Kayano, the Bon Yoshua. The Ghana Police Service is under the Interior Ministry. And the Interior Ministry, so your head or the Minister for Interior. Kobetma channel the consensus to the Minister for Interior. And the Minister for Interior will then engage the Foreign Minister. Foreign Minister will also maybe raise that issue before the British Commissioner. It can even lead to the President Akufo-Addo himself intervening in this matter. But for him to have written such a high-tone letter to the British High Commissioner, we think that diplomatically, in any case, the Aka and Krofwa are more benefited from internal diplomatic interference by foreign diplomats. The New Patriotic Party is the last political party to complain. As someone Bonebe na Mamenekai, Oliver arrested again. I will be interested to see where it ends. Now, what Busano say, among all people who arrested, why was still concerned about Oliver? Yes, she was concerned because of the attitude and the manner in which the police officers, the law enforcement officers, handled Oliver few days ago. That is why all of us became interested in that matter. The year British High Commissioner in Kwa. The year 2000, 1998, and I Brent TV back to my friend Craig Murray. Craig Murray initially came as a deputy British High Commissioner to Ghana. And I think later he became a substantive or something. Craig Murray, Ebedu Kromano, by virtue of the Geneva Convention, Omo referred to on this matter, debars foreign envoys or commissioners to engage in internal interference of the host countries, Edomako. But when Craig Murray came, he saw himself as a new colonial master who had been appointed to come and supervise the political destiny of this country. In fact, later on, when he left the country after 2004, Okotera UK issued a book and recounted how even on the election day, he was there in the EC Coalition Center, or popularly called the Strong Room. What was he there for? And finally, he said, the toppling of NDC regime in 2000 elections was a coup without a gun. He came in, meddled in internal policies, and misses no opportunity to call the NDC government corrupt at that time. Recently, as at John Benjamin was here. Yehui, and Numa John Benjamin didn't wish him. Where before the pronouncement, the conduct, his attitude, and everything geared towards the political benefit of MPP. Did you raise concern about that?
Where are you?
Did you people raise concern about that? And it's an envoy be a casa and there. I will see how it will end. What does it go to do with MPP? Politics? It has everything to do with MPP. Senior, stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Are you the timekeeper? You don't keep time. Oh, so far they make an answer. The hypocrisy and double standard on the part of MPP. They should drop it. They should drop their pride. Because IGP is appointing President Akufo-Addo. In any case, abandoning the question Kutu Paso on Chris Akatanana.
Oh, come on.
No, Mibusano, I'm asking the question.
I'm surprised you are linking MPP to this.
Of course. IGP only appointed President Akufo-Addo.
That makes him an MPP
man. I'm asking him. Abandon the question on Chris Akatanana. I am asking the question. No, I am asking the question. Mahuma Kinka Katanina. But for what I'm saying is that
was there any suggestions?
There is nothing of that sort.
So why are you
but
linking
he's
the
saying
MPP
that
into this?
why am I linking MPP? And I'm referring to you.
Did that reference to the Vienna Convention? Now, all countries and the Ghanaian envoy be and me got you.
That's the point.
And yes, I know.
You see, Wofa, the Banu and Rofruno Muni relationship. Personally, me personally, I have a problem with that. But channel like IGP, FR, that is the concern we are expressing here. And I'm saying that.
Obia, a motor offense. It's motor offense, and your criminals are. Now, motor offense, hunti. Yachino with others. Say, mommy and near prosecutor, I go in a court. Also, me, Bonibia, the assembly shada, almost almost you are fine, woman. Now, an envoy. Arrested again. No. Now, I said, dear, basis in your chain of canano.
And one has a watching.
And you know, crown of just a basis, no. Is there any suggestion? Say, Yentimin, no.
That's the point.
Your chin, no, so tonight, ya
wrong here,
no citizen is above arrest in this country. Okay.
You perceive your hunty as you say. You be magana for whom the woman said, Obia Kabibi. Or mine free say it's your mine, Emra. Yakochino. Ya chile no, ya dina kwa kujina mrano. Ena ye dia semno, yen convicte no, enye free. En wakaka. Ena ka hu bibi entwa yi. Ena MTTD approach for ya chino. Ena ya any address, ena ni kujina mrano. It is said, Ufri ukuro mu bana be twero wa ha say arrested again. Catch it. A friend saying international community no. Go a British High Commissioner. No what true say across Ghana. Then the motoring offense kura ya chiro bi motor offense.
And no High Commissioner.
Hey.
Over. I am not here.
The IGP no yam beretino.
Can I continue?
Yem praise High Commissioner.
Over.
That's the politics we are doing in Ghana.
Over, you see,
no.
I don't think that maybe let's assume without admitting that at the time where High Commissioner trade that tweet in Krampuno, if you know him say a motor traffic offense, motor traffic related offense.
She said it.
In any case.
She said it.
In any case.
Read her statement.
In any case, what I'm saying is that the attitude of the police and their manner, the brutal manner they arrest citizens, that probably people know.
What does it do?
People know. But you see, they have referred to the Vienna Convention. I mean, can we economic form? During the tenure of Kofi Annan of blessed memory as a UN General Secretary, or advocating implementing a principle under the international law called responsibility to protect. Dictators have hide behind the law to brutalize or more citizens. You use that. And you see,
oh, Inspector General Police. There will be created here approach for. Oh, be a free new room. No one who can be beer and yet the one way be what truly say. Imagine say American ambassador to be a Russia. Now what you say? Any person is arrested again. No, and it's one man said the Russia for no year be a subisa. And you wouldn't mean can't you say a beer mammy, Chnowfie. Now if you be fear no afraid or IGP no. Dan say, ube display mam a British Commission feel say.
But you see, she's right. Ghana for support.
Yes, support.
But in the name of politics.
You see, Wafati, look at the way.
Who do you because you are British Honor? I will be making me a cockabee.
Fine, Obusunusu.
Yeah, then we can be here, the Amai.
And what is what the amount?
Nana Cabrem.
Offer me that say.
Polarization. The way you polarize
I am highly.
Now, Ghana High Commissioner. London Hall. No.
I got to read for you.
Bibi who say, why arrested again?
Offer me that say. In here, need FM a T4 area beam. I'm a million enough family in Yama. I can't tell me this.
They will know this offer.
Offer.
There be an ambitious Malaba.
A British High Commissioner statement or culture, I mean, because I was say, it be a timer or 20 now, him say a motoring offense. Of I reading my mini statement, now my I say, the British diplomat has tweeted Oliver Becker Vermawo, convener of Fix the Country movement arrested again. I understand for motoring offense on his way to court. I will be interested to see where it goes. So ono ankasa admit say what she knows say motoring offense. So what's the sense of this you treating or court you offer ono admit say motoring offense. Me know ti ya no motoring offense de bia. Offer red light with the police who omonche. Offer yenji and the bia. So what is so special about Yenia Ghana Nino and already a court cases now?
Traffic light and answer or show China, a whole high commissioner.
Now, who did you ready? Now, I found him, the Ama is so disappointed. The standard NDC as a political party, Omateki, I feel said they don't have anything to do. I said, don't get here in the court, they don't have anything to do. Offer, I am so pathetic. Ghana ni, and what Ghana. Fani say dan pare krampo nye obi a wudu onye Ghana ni na emum ye di adwuma kase ase ni sase Ghana ni
ka che presidency say
soldier for say mo ye useless
enyo mo fani kra to nchen o mo se nei a presidency makwan no mo be demonstration no mo ba
o mo be kuta weapon o mo pe private security and o mo dey ba be a demonstration wa maleba law student what is sans and be say no will you still wear NPP a jacket NDC jacket and hide behind it and say whatever you want to say? We should entertain some of these things offer. Now, whole British High Commissioner. What giant Juma ya dia show sase bedi Ghana ne to ho. Koka obi a yachino e wo motoring offense. Moto so o twika no wanya offense offer fine the crowd say 1,000 cedis o. How may fine you say 300 ni 600 you fine him. High Commissioner, what job British High Commissioner now? What you know? It have no connection with this.
Cocoa printed a year Britain for Anti-Terrorism Act. Said, dear, the moment to me, could I say, yet me choke to them, young Franco
court.
Cocoa King come Anti-Terrorism Act.
Said, of an branch any statement to make me a hammy because me of a debut, I'm catcher say, be very careful when I sit behind the microphone. Why are you careful? A microphone here, ni padudu a 80 will now offer. Obeke can send be a baby echi na won kwa any edwa ko gina emrana no. Me gidi ye say. I was a Ghana for nyina ye kabum. Na ye support Uru Adampare. Ono arrest no police na ye you. Enye interior ministry na ko ya arrest no. And then your friend is a foreign affairs na ko ya arrest no. A police na ya arrest no. My mini statement no will refer to interior ministry. Will refers to foreign affairs. Arrested again. Any for the ko ya arrest no. Any police for. 81 the mama responded to that.
Yeah, can no.
And she said IGP make his statement.
IGP, not Dampare.
Not Dampare, no.
Yeah,
it's not as a person. Office now or Timuno. It's about time also a kind of crebichi and crofobia. Now, yana Emma Homete. Offer. So who took coin free or maimu? Na concro for mice, na correct quaya. Yadi Yanom Ghana Fubi, any a hot war, a faswa. One real samba here, who or hoa, now opens one of crowd money be. Especially, we are so special different countries, sir. The way more pretty and crop Not what
for the protection
High Commissioner.
I said for the protection of Onuni State in Intino. Was sis will be ye suspect to cross away a terrorist. Ye chuko to me, ye knew some. Or no protecting the state.
Of a minion, a casano, or can some be said, minia bulldog, as some and a police for corner them, coercion them. The entire police for quiet sardiano. Offer, there be a mecha baby and a cranny than the infanto. Bulldog not to mean canasam without threatening the president. No, bet me account. And you don't answer an episode this. There were other people who are no more so no more discussing the same thing. And to the moment you allow yourself to wear the political dresses, you have to face the political consequences. For me, that is how I see it. For you to threaten, say, Mampani, and your men's gold customers see car, my if you want to win any time, what would you do? So the first thing police must do is say, yeah, Baba such here with your own tear. I'm out to cast Asangano. Yes, such here when you win what's in the baby. Of I don't be a change in airplane. Mamika some city been to a told me just last Friday, Miko Kumase for a year. Friend say, Ashanti Regional Delegate Conference, no. Yakwa to a bay, to win in Crawford. Offer me drew and sound bypass and so. Or maybe a first now connected to one lane. No. Wanakabi maybe a mitri. Who free here Kukumasia. Who says sound bypass man penny Kufuada Kufuada Darman will be a 2 mark of him peda. But now sound bypass no a connected at one lane. No. Who called the bull lane and a connected.
Signboard home.
Oh yeah, connected na police for patrol team Jinaho. Me ko one year stop for me na Mijinai. Mijinai police in your bar mentioning Bekasa nicely say because of threatening your maybe a PAP omo ye a search on weapons and drugs.
And to me a highway.
Offer can you imagine say me bag me di to kwam entade gum. Omo search ye bag ni si abonten. Ebie entade na mse gum ebunam jino na me hom say.
I no correct.
Owie no e no da amase. Okay, sorry say me delay with time. Wonye yen target.
Udru friends paradise. Usino anadwo du baako no mu gina honom oba akora ka ho bi na bag ade kwa adwuma kora no wayi no obiebie mu
ofa me se biebie me bag ni ya bieze biem da bonten ada passenger say di akire omo so ya stop omo no obi agire na ohwe bag ya biebie
na all the respect so man no aka akire wo say obie car no no hwem na hwe ne nsa te onkuta bibia
no kra mpo de ma me mo wura tete onu aba so na nse mu nkomodie ba no ka chese na mo munye careful because mo na mo te radio so da bia mo ho ahi ugina police ni stop wa entra ka ni mu mie u ka boot
dabi
sifam na wo akoso boot ne pejama no
na hwe ne nsa se
bibia nkura no enya sa wo kina ko ebia na wo onkoto wida unto koke dan so be wi akire na wi ya be pie u ka mu ye nya hu se wo ka mu so dia me ha oba na afre me amenye so enti mo ba mani na ho Ofa, me say a papa ne search me wie.
Final comment.
O search me wie no da ma say na me tu me car na me call ye. Does it mean say sabi o me nia voma wo. O so sene me. Ah me so ye search me bi na. Ana sabi ofa what ne ho chen me. Enti yesre
a group of Ghanaians.
A
group of Ghanaians seeking to demonstrate. Beginning June 4. Have written to the Accra Regional Police Command to allow them to demonstrate with their own private security. The individuals, including broadcasters, Captain Smart and Katachia Frifa, are also asking the police to allow demonstrators to carry their own registered weapons to the march to protect themselves.
Can you imagine?
That's what I see.
And if I wouldn't say, baby, I'm so much, I'm so much, I'm so GBC.
Now your mom
for weapons and go capture GBC.
You can imagine.
And you could have person in the day number. Where anyway? That you for now got trust him.
I'm betting system on this.
Who got trust him? We say no, China. You better 2 years here be hold private gun registered gun. No, you better 2 years. I'm complaining because I am so pathetic. Mama, you nice idea na ye na. About mine. Me personally. Minim the stand of my party. Because party issue statement on IGP in sense. But personally, I think say IGP near Bonibi or say whole political party like the NDC. Equal issue statement on this. Linking it to the NPP.
Statement.
IGP. Any also responded to it on Kwacha Kron for. Then you're also nyas what church we no go on go for better about NDC. Of I am also telling the NDC that almost nyai niema and niema church no. No mo ko pen crofo better about mom. That is why they are there.
I don't know the MPP NDC your minus are.
Of a time.
And what disregarded the NDC kind?
Why should you involve yourself in this?
Without NDC,
I would have been happy. Sir, I said don't get here as the general secretary.
One responded to NDC.
There be a time offer.
Don't respond to
that. Time or see a moment here as I no more yen. A bomb mine. Oh, die. I say mine. Of a Malbasa baby, 15 minutes. Maybe 10 and so friend. And you betcha. Of that time. And then the house yes to so cramp. Why should you allow yourself to? I mean, I dear Benny. Of a dear Benny. I dear back one NDC near Malabani NDC. Omuji, Nunti. And no to what we say. What general secretary, what Jawa Jibo will be that.
We need
what Jawa that to have got toileters.
And we need to respect our.
Anyway, so disappointed in the NDC. I to communicators is what taking stand offer. No money abra.
The whole issue have been misconstrued. We don't have a problem.
You have a problem. You have
about
a problem.
We don't have a problem.
NDC have a problem.
About the arrest of Vamawa, we don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
After all, your national chairman have been arrested before.
Aye.
Me and my boss, I'm going to why?
Aye.
Mom studio ha.
Aye.
Or by UTV, right? Or piece of UTV, right? Yeah, small post for my fan. One number of NDC officials are much more under President Kufuor regime. Who has to complain about or concern about that? We are looking at a diplomatic relations between Ghana
are you talking about?
and the British.
Which diplomatic relations are you talking about?
And what we are saying is that we don't have a problem.
Did the woman consider the relationship?
The manner in which
Please stop this thing.
So what we are saying is that the tone.
Education or educating, man.
Oh, as I say, if the Ghanaian government were to write to the British government, say a year ambassador, a high commissioner, no, the conduct and you're conducive to good relations, and into almost recalling, no,
the best is of a young
come on,
of a young bachelor says, me no, we are lawyer in India, me lawyer no.
See, I can say, sir, conduct, no, you need you into all my in Pafufra. I
think that in diplomatic relations among nations is part of it. It's part of the arrangement.
So we could legitimately
why not?
Request to say,
we can. We can. What we are saying is that, you see, yenye bibia ne kwanso.
Because Obia Ojina Emrano or serious charges, young convicted na mutual offense yakwacheno. I was sure I said so choose and I just say Ujina said against the state na.
I am not looking at that. Whether or not Ojanechi is on Janechi. And maybe if you are to say so, it might be an assumption. And that assumption, unless there's an empirical evidence authenticating that assumption, I cannot say here that it is a fact.
The other way around, a British citizen now or no what can be yeah, British state, if we say a threat to the state. So Oman Chinanko to Mukeke, Yadnako Jinamrano, say, and Mranon say, your kind and pa, boom raswa, you beat me at Swana, and what's a tetino. Na motoring offense, what in Britain, why no motoring offense be a Ghana High Commissioner, actually, about hey, Nipasments, yes, actually be more.
Let's put the issues.
Let's put the
issues in their right perspective. Let's check who say in this issue statement. Yeah, they call court. In fact, upon the back and forth, tension, etc., who NDC can want him. We never spoken, we never said anything about it. And which yes, actually beyond the second time, NDC can be. NDC can be. We are not saying, sir, because in politics you need to be very mindful of precedent and your actions. Because and you don't know what will happen tomorrow under your tenure. So in so we no man one year new man ne kwanso a and you may be ofuaso ne and our casati and no or chana beda how can I say
High Commissioner
but you can say
High Commissioner no onu ni kuro mu ho no your mouth live to remain there permanently. You see when you go out of South Britain ho now engage in violence you be will live to remain no
see over
Ghana.
No,
Ghana ni o. What na ho? And one more permanent stay that na ho. Or same, who free Britain ho. Now go outside of Britain. Now engage in any violence.
You better cancel.
Notice cancel.
Fine.
Yeah, for me.
Omo ye e omo krom ho eno no.
Yeah, hanum di.
Manem back NDC and Koshes asem on the wrong note. Yeah, can I say? IGP, if you have a concern about a Samoa High Commissioner at least addressing them through your minister.
For what reason?
For what reason?
Of course.
Inspector General of Police. For what reason?
Achiraman is one kind.
See, yes, one kind of we are talking about using the right channel to address issues.
Which channel?
That's what we are talking
What are
about.
you talking about? Offer. Channel
Yes,
IGP.
portrays a high point away at the command high
Which
commissioner.
channel?
No, I don't think that is fair.
Which channel did the woman
That's
use?
your political party are
High
benefiting
Commissioner. Channel Ben
from
no use
diplomatic interference.
Which channel you see?
particularly from
Ministry
Veteran.
and
More people
Offer.
are-
Which
Take more
channel
than
na
all
you see here no? Ministry of Foreign Affairs on page. Interior Ministry page.
Debbie.
What can you use public platform? And now we go Ghana and Nimase. Now IGP or quite arrested respond here was one to comment Interior Minister. Interior Minister on page.
Ora, ye can krano, ono ba ekura won kan hwi bim. Umi nya ntokwa no ate.
Oba.
Dampi waka. Ni nyina ne say yemfa se dam na na ke. Say yeto nsa frɛ no oba ye. Yemfa se dam amaleba. Na ke is of the NDC stock.
Offer say.
To oba ka make masem. Manofo ma me na sa ba masem. Are, NDC nya ne nwanwan.
Offer ka be me ya trama se see o ye dey say. No so me come be offer down by the
Amaleba of the NDC stock and Anake of the MPP stock. Somebody will say, yes, sorry, the fear na ye kono. Ola Koku Michael and a Diabeko. Now, Diabeko Jojo. Now, yet me, Aquayanim. It is Kusuneti neat 100.9 FM.